I on? Hey, we made it. I'm sorry. It's just after puck drop. It's all my fault, kids. I just can't show up to things on time. That's my fault. All right. Now, game has started. I need to know from you what kind of Leafs team we're showing up with tonight. It looks like the first shift has gone okay, though. Great. We don't trust it at all, do we? No, we don't. John Tavares, by the way, getting William Nylander and Matthew Nyes back as his line mates. Excuse me, not Matthew Nyes, Bobby McMahon. Nyes, Matthews, Robertson, McMahon, Nylander, Tavares, if I got my lines right. And I think that's an interesting choice by Mr. Craig Berube, don't you? He's back to lines from like a week ago when things were, it's weird to say, they were going better. Scott Laughton's not in the lineup, so the Leafs are not allowed to win, though. That seems to be the organizational view on things. We're going to see a couple of things, and this is going to be the key to the game. Key to the game is our good friend, goals against average. I know, sexy stat. If the Leafs can stop allowing so many goals, we know they can score them. They're going to win. And they're going to win every game like that. And I know, again, hey, it's a goal scoring contest. That's crazy. Yeah, the Leafs are like among the NHL leaders in goals for. There is absolutely no reason why they should be losing this much. And it all comes down to their porous, awful defense and their goaltending, which has been subpar. Listen, it's depressing, but it's still somewhat early. And still you can sort of get away with it, right? That's what I'm hoping anyway. That's what I'm hoping. I hope you guys are having a great night. I hope that you had a great day. I hope that things have gone well in your world. And I'm just opening everything up here to make sure that I got it all right. And Maddie is our big streamer tonight. She's our big producer. So everybody say hello to the Mad Dog. The dog! Ow! All right. Lineup for the Leafs. Nyes, Matthews, Robertson. Line 2 is McMahon, Tavares, Nylander. Line 3 is Joshua, Waugh, Michelli. And then we got Steven Lorent back in with Domi between him and Blais. On defense, Riley Carlo, which has been a yikes pairing. Benoit McCabe and Oliver Larson and Philip Myers. On the Bruins side, a much worse team on paper, a much better team on the ice. Morgan Geekie, Marat Kuznetsov as your top line center, and David Pastrnak along with him. Former Leaf and mostly Marley, Alex Steeves is playing in the top 6 tonight, so you know he'll be scoring. I'd put money on it. Pavel Zacha and Victor Arvidsson round out the second line. Third line, Jeannot, Minton, also former Leaf, and Mark Kaslick. Jeffrey Vale, Sean Corrali, and Mikey Asamont on the fourth line. Then it's Zadorov, McAvoy, Lindholm, Peak, Lohrei, and Henry Yokiharu. And by the way, we've got some great answers. I asked Justin to ask you, what kind of Leafs are we getting tonight? Drowsy Dan says diarrhea Leafs. Canadian Girl 83 says angry, sad Leafs. Paj says Ballard Leafs. Pickleball Pat says I have no idea anymore kind of Leaf. And oh, what a save! Oh, big couple of saves by Anthony Stolarz there. Does that mean he's sharp? Fingers crossed. And Kramer says the cursed against Boston forever Leafs. That seems to be the world we live in. Who knew in 2013 what kind of an era we would step into for the next 12 to 15 years? I didn't. I was full of so much hope. It's great. It's great. Super. Wow. Look at these saves that Anthony Stolarz makes. Holy smokes. Those were, I mean, it's Kuznetsov. But Stolarz was just unbelievable. No Leaf gets there to clear that rebound, which is sort of unbelievable. Like McCabe is down. Nyes has got to get in there faster. But hey, we'll take it. If the goalie's sharp, we'll take it. Oh, I don't even know if I'm stressed anymore, guys. I feel like stress, like I'm beyond stress. I feel like now it's about just being like just sitting back and going, what are you exactly? I don't know if I should be stressed by you giving up early goals and early chances. Maybe that's what you are. Robert Bett says, Maddie is the real brains behind the scenes. You betcha. You betcha. Maddie says, thank you into my headphones. She loves you and she's appreciative. Big shout out to Torinira. Adam, at least they're not Games. That's true. Natalie Drake, I believe in Stoli. Me too, Natalie. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I'm begging the Leafs to have a good night tonight. And the Bruins are on the power play. So, it's a great start. Love a dumb penalty in the first 5 minutes. It's great. It's, uh, it's the way I like to live my life. So it's Watt and Lorentz out there to start the shorthanded opportunity. The power play. I'm just going to call it the power play for the Bruins. McAvoy at the point to Pasternak, who had a great goal on Saturday, and there it is. Another great redirection. This time, I can't even. Is that geeky? Unbelievable. That's Zaka. Uh, that was a great play. McAvoy to Pasternak and Zaka. All he's got to do is deflect it. It either went off his stick or it went off his skate. Either way, it counts. And the Leafs are giving you what they've given you all year: garbage. Nobody takes Zaka. There are four guys, and he's just cycling through. Watch. Nobody takes him. What are we doing? Wow. Man. Philip Myers, dude. What are you doing in the box? Oh my God. Guys, are we in for a long one? Are we in for a long one? Bruce says Zombie Nation strikes again. I know. I thought Zombie Nation, I thought used to be the Leaf school song. Ari says, Adam, are we bad? Yo, we might be bad, Ari. This might be a bad hockey team. Oh, almost gave up an opportunity there, too. Trit Mania says, how wasn't Philip Myers scratched? Who are you going to play? They're in a cap crunch. Who are they going to play? Dakota Mermis? There's no one else. You need these guys to do well. I also need our guys to show up. That would be super. Are we trash? I just saw that comment come up. That's an icing by the Bruins, which leads to, I think, maybe the Leafs' first offensive zone faceoff of the entire night, and we're 5 minutes into this game. And we got a poll happening here on our chat. Are we bad? And there's three answers. We're bad. We're just going through something. Actually, we're good. I think I'm going to be very optimistic, and I'm not even totally sure I believe it myself. We're going through something. I don't want to say they're bad yet, because here's the deal. They have the talent. I will tell you till I'm blue in the face, they have the talent. They don't seem to have the mentality right now. There's McCabe's shot was blocked. Benoit back to McCabe in the Leaf zone. Leafs get it up to the Boston blue line, get it gingerly across the line. Leafs have done nothing in Boston's offensive zone. Nothing so far tonight. Michelli is behind the net, though. Joshua and Waugh with him. One of the more reliable lines for the Leafs, but Michelli just made a really bad backhand pass that Boston is easily able to intercept at the blue line. They dump it in. They're going for a change. Or at least their defense is. Fraser Minton is out there, goal scorer last game. Watch number 93. I hope you put money on him. He was, I think the odds at BetMGM were, it looks like there's another penalty. And Jake McCabe is going to the box. Wow. Do the Leafs have the tightest whistle in the league? That's the question I have right now, because they are taking a boatload of penalties. Yanish says, Adam, STP Nation, we got to convince Steve for the cause to stream one Canucks game. Think of the content. Try and remember all three Pedersons. Honestly, I think Steve would rather stream any other team but the Leafs right now. So you might be able to get him convinced on that one. I have done a lot of Canucks games, and they're a lot of fun. Canucks fans, they're a riot online. Few of you are still around from that. Sedin Magic 15, I'm looking at you. Other Adam, says they need someone who will drag them into the fight. I don't think any of those exist on the Toronto Maple Leafs roster. I'm going to tell you something here tonight, guys. I'll just tell you about the storyline tomorrow. Boston scores here, if they score here on the power play, and um, the Leafs lose this game, I will guarantee you the first thing out of everybody's mouth tomorrow will be, is Craig Berube gone? And I will tell you that my argument will be, this falls to Brad. Craig Berube won the division with a not so different roster last year. At a certain point, you got to look at the general manager, who is ultimately a really nice guy, and ask him, did you build a shitty team? That's what the storyline's going to be. I can guarantee you it's going to be, do they fire Berube? Do they fire Treliving? And by the way, the great part about this part of the season is that nobody makes a trade. Nobody, not one. Not one person makes a friggin' trade. So it's bad. Rye says, poor Adam sent out by Steve tonight if they lose. No, man. Steve didn't send me out. I wanted to do this. I'm streaming Thursday, too. You get me all week. I did Sunday, I'm doing Tuesday, and I'm doing Thursday, and then Steve's going to do Saturday. Robert says, Adam, on you on the side of getting Braden Shen now that his no move clause ended? Just a team list if the Blues are willing to focus on defensemen. I don't think the Leafs can afford what Braden Shen is going to cost them. Rennie says, I just tuned in and Boston scored already. Yeah, not only that, Rennie, we are not even 7 minutes into the game, and the Leafs have already taken a penalty. Sorry, 2 penalties. They didn't even, I don't even think they got 15 seconds into the first one. Hilarious. Just a hilarious group of bums. West Richard, I'm kind of glad the game is blacked out tonight. The team is not easy to watch. I'd rather just hang out with Papa Adam and chat. Yo, Daddy Wes, love you, man. I love the community we've built here because win or lose, we're going to have a good time. But there are going to be crash out moments. Oh, here we go. We got a nice little steal by Lorent, and he scores! Steven Lorent! What a steal! What a goal! Finally, something good happens to the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Boston Bruins. Will it last? I don't know. I don't even know if it'll last longer than this power play, but let's enjoy the moment, kids. Let's enjoy the moment. Steven Lorent absolutely steals it from Charlie McAvoy and then shoots it low. I mean, Boston kind of just leaves him there. They're like, okay, you can just fire on Swayman. Swayman goes down too early. And wow, Lorent beats him blocker side midway up too, like logo level if you're on your knees, and beats him. That was a good shot. Damn, Stevie, shoot more. We needed that. Alex says, I respectfully disagree. It is, in fact, the players. Well, you know what? I'm just telling you, since no trades can be made, if the Leafs lose tonight, that will absolutely be the storyline tomorrow. But if they win tonight, it's a different storyline. It also depends on how they win, let's be honest. Like when we're speculating about these things. Oh, boy, Pavel Zacha almost had his second goal of the night. Great setup by David Pastrnak, and the Leafs remain unable to intercept a pass ever. Thank goodness Zacha missed that. By the way, Leafs are shooting 100% tonight. They have one shot on goal, and they scored. I'm looking through the super chats right now. Peyton, will you guys ever do a live show in Minnesota? Huge fan here. I watch every episode. Man, I want to do a lot of American cities. One of the things you got to remember about us, though, is we are a small business that's growing, but a small business. So we have to be judicious with our budget. It doesn't help that things have become rapidly more expensive for literally everybody, and it looks like the Leafs are going to take another penalty. 5-on-3 for 12 seconds. Ben wanted the box. My God. The Leafs are, I think TSN just put the Leafs are tied for 6th in total penalties taken this year, and they're all fucking stupid. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but they are all the worst penalties you've ever seen. None of them are fighting except for that one from Bobby McMahon. 2 from Bobby McMahon, actually. Actually, one of those was a roughing, so 1. All of the rest of them are the dumbest penalties you've ever seen in your life. It's crazy. So anyway, hey, Peyton, we'd love to come see you in Minnesota. I think we've only done one American live show all time, and it was in Nashville at the draft. So we're working on it. Know that we're working on it. Oh, Pasternak. Ooh! Again, Now the Leafs are 5-on-3, really hard for them to intercept passes, and they're already so bad at it. So bad. Pastrnak along the half wall. He's going to have an open shot, and Stollers saves it. Big, fat, juicy rebound, but the Leafs are able to clear that. Excuse me. 11:35 left in the first period. We are also down a commercial break here, so I will guarantee you that TSN is going to go to commercial break like twice over the next 5 minutes of gameplay, which I know will annoy you, but we missed because of the power play. You can't take a commercial when there's a power play. Leafs clear it. Oh, I missed a super chat. Doug Leafan. So we were promised a heavy team this year. The coach's job to get the best out of the players and not to make the players play in a system they cannot do. They stopped trying to change Ovi or Sid, and then they won. You know what, Doug? You're right. Here's the thing. The easiest thing to do is to fire the coach. But I will tell you that Keith Pelly is a big fan. Keith Pelly being the CEO of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, a.k.a. Brad Treliving and Craig Berube's boss. It goes Craig, it goes Brad, and then it goes Keith. Keith is a big Berube guy. Big fan. So I don't know that that's going to be on the table, but we'll see. I can tell you this. Things are not Rogers brass not happy about it. There's another goal. There's the power play goal. And that is, who is that? Hampus Lindholm. What a garbage start. That man, Stephen Lorentz, the lone highlight here. West Richard, by the way, thank you for dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Canadian Girl 83. Rogers spent all their money on baseball. Man, Rogers spends a lot of money on the Leafs, the Raptors, and the Jays. And holy moly, are they not happy with their investment currently? And who could be? By the way, the Bruins are 2 for 2 on the power play. Rennie says that was very Marner-esque. I'm sorry, I had to. LOL. Yeah, you know what? Dunk on us all you want. Mitch Marner's getting the last laugh right now. They're just begging. Bruce says, Zombie Nation starting again. Dude, Mitch Marner's getting the last laugh big time right now. I'm not saying that this is because of him, because I don't believe that. I think this is a team mentality issue. So here's the problem I have. If the Leafs are not meant to play this system, what system then will they play? Because we're used to them being a high-scoring, bad at defense kind of team. And look at this. They're high-scoring and bad at defense. One of the NHL's leaders in goals. One of the NHL's leaders in goals against. So like, what kind of system is it then? Oh, Rennie says, I meant Lorentz's shorthanded goal was Marner-esque. Oh, okay. Okay, I like that. That's fair. Like, if you're going to change out the coach, honestly, like we can pre-episode this for the SDP. The Leafs they like to play a lot of what they call it north-south and a tougher game of blah, blah, blah. They don't get any forecheck started. They have no forecheck. None. Okay, you know what? Fourth line has given us forecheck. But, like, in all honesty, the Leafs get no forecheck. None. Ever. They never cycle. They never have pressure. They get stripped all the time. Absolutely nothing going on there. So then you ask yourself, well, can they go back to being a rush team like they were at the height of the Dubas era, right? Those aren't playoff-style goals, but, hey, it got them to the playoffs, and maybe we should be focused on that. I think you're right. The problem is that they don't have the speed in the lineup to do that anymore. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Bit of an issue. I'm curious. A bowl of hot tomato soup and a grilled cheese will make it better. One of my favorite comfort meals. Nothing like grilled cheese and tomato soup, man. I went to is there no penalty? I went to the Netherlands this summer and they serve tomato soup everywhere, and I was in heaven. Oh, here we go. Matthew Nyes is going to be on a 1-on-2 with Robertson with him. Tries to make a move and is hooked down into the net, and he'll be fine. I got to tell you this, guys. As much as we want to hate on the Leafs defense, I'm starting to get concerned about our buddy Austin Matthews. I gave him last year because he was injured out of training camp. I was annoyed that they said it'll take him 4 months to heal, and they didn't sit him when they knew he was hurt in October. They should have sat him till March. That's what they should have done. They were fine in November without him. They should have done it. Okay? So you got that. He supposedly came to camp fully healthy. I've checked with people that know, and everybody that I talk to says he is fully healthy. I can only trust them. I have not seen Austin Matthews play a dominant game. I've seen him play dominant shifts. I have not seen Austin Matthews take over a game since the 23-24 season. And that's the season, remember, the last time they lost to Boston in Game 7, where Matthews barely played in that series because he was hurt. But that season, that was the 69-goal season. After that, name one game. One game where he took it over. There hasn't been one. Like, I don't know what you need to do to get this guy back. But I have to think it's time to start asking the question, is he coming back? And if he is, when? Jensen Carrick says, is it Pete DeBoer time? Not Craig, just can't fire the team. Well, Pete DeBoer is a 3-year coach, but that's okay. That's about the Leafs window, right? Before they'll have to start seriously look at retooling. I think we got to ask the question about team style. I don't want to fire Berube. I like this coach. I think he's actually really good, and I think he holds the guys accountable. That's what I think. But whatever they're trying to do, it's not working. And it feels like, remember when Jay Woodcroft got fired 2 years ago? And it was the Oilers, and they were terrible in October, and we couldn't figure it out. And then Knobloch came in, and all of a sudden, the Oilers came alive, went all the way to the finals. We knew the Oilers were better than this. We knew they had the talent. And think about those Oilers, too. They had Fogle, they had Holloway, they had Broberg, they had all the guys that really were a part of that first run, right? That a lot of people are saying, hey, without those guys, that's why the Oilers don't look as good this year, which I think is a fair point. I'm trying to figure out why and what the Leafs need to do with this group to succeed. Because whatever it is they're trying, it isn't working. And the system worked last year. It got them to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs against the eventual Stanley Cup champions. Did they play the worst Game 5 and Game 7 we've ever seen them play, and was it embarrassing? Absolutely. But they did get there. And most of those guys are back, at least most of the key guys, with the exception of Marner, who, by the way, was not really a factor at the end of that Panthers series. After Game 3, he was basically a guy taking shifts. So I don't know, man. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm going, I know this team has the talent. It feels like they're going to have to do something different. It looks like they just got their second shot there. That's great. It's taken 12 minutes for the Leafs to get, no, they still didn't get credited with the shot. They have one shot in 12 minutes. I don't know. Somebody's going to be on the hot seat here. Andrew Doucette, Adam, can we start calling for a rebuild? No, I don't think you need a rebuild. If the Leafs, you got to remember this. I want to remind you guys that the 2015-16 or 2016-17 Tampa Bay Lightning with Steven Stamkos missed the playoffs. Missed it completely. They were terrible. They had a bunch of injuries. It was bad. They got some pretty great players after that. I think they got Jonathan Drouin, who they flipped into Mikhail Sergachev. Good teams on runs do have these things happen. And nobody wants to hear that, but it does happen. Is this a step back year where you sell at the deadline instead of buying? Problem is, you don't have your first round pick next year. That's a problem. Going to need one of those. You're going to need one this year because the one that you traded is top 5 protected. And I don't expect the Leafs to be that bad. Although, Listen, let's not tempt fate. I don't know. And people are saying in the chat, what run has Toronto been on? Guys, like, stop being insincere. The run is they have the longest playoff streak in the entire NHL right now. That's a run. Have they been on a run in any single season? No. I'll grant you that. I think we know that. But this Toronto Maple Leafs team in the Matthews era has not missed the playoffs. This is Austin Matthews' 10th season. No team in the NHL has done that in this time. The Bruins were the only other team that had, and they missed the playoffs last year. You can retool, and you can retool with great players. And Stammer stuck around and won cups. I don't think it's an issue of Nylander or Matthews needing to be traded. I don't think it's an issue of Tavares or Nyes being traded. None of those four will be. But if it keeps going this way, you will start to hear conversations about, well, they're probably going to have to sell some people at the deadline. And that's when you start to hear names like Carlo. I think the management group would sit down and have a chat with Morgan Riley and go, listen, Morgan, it's not going to happen here. I think that, wow, OEL and Zadorov getting into it. I love it. I think Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who I love, by the way, there's a guy on a great contract that a lot of teams would want. You know, this is what I'm saying. And people in the comments going, oh, we should have kept Gurbankin. We should have kept Minton. Guys, if you think Nikita Gurbankin or Fraser Minton could have turned what you're seeing right now around, you're out of your mind. No way. Minton is going to be a very, very good NHL player. This wouldn't have changed anything. At a certain point, it's in the room. And it is in the room. And I'll tell you this. I still believe that the change between Lane Lambert last year on defense and Derek Lalonde this year has been huge. In the worst way. The Leafs play defense. Ask your local Red Wing fans. Do you guys have any Red Wings friends? Ask the guys from Winged Wheel. Great podcast on the Red Wings, by the way. You guys should check them out. Ask them what their thoughts are on this instance. I will tell you, I will guarantee for you that they'll have plenty to say on Derek Lalonde and the defense that he ran. Look at the difference in Detroit the second Lalonde was fired and McClellan came in. They won like 7 games in a row. Andrew Doucette, think we can get a 5th-round pick for Carlo for a 6'7" right-shot defenseman? You can get it first. You can get it first. Douglas Leaf fan, JVR, Hyman, Bunting, Matthews, and Nyes. Who else got huge paychecks playing with Mitch? Would Austin waive a no trade? Austin scored plenty of goals before Mitch was on his wing. People forget that too. The first 4 years Austin played with the Leafs, he played with Nylander. He didn't start playing with Marner regularly or at all because Babcock completely banned the two of them playing together until Babcock was gone. That was right before the pandemic. That was the David Ayres season. That's when Sheldon Keefe took over. Okay? That's when Matthews, mid-season, and Marner started playing together more. And that team sucked. That team was brutal between the ears. They're lucky that season was canceled. Oh, there you go. Oh, all right. William Nylander almost with a goal. No, you don't trade these guys. You retool if it goes bad. But do you trust Brad Treliving to do that? And is Craig Berube the coach to do that with? That's the good question. Jiayu Wang. That's true, Adam, but they paid too much for those players. I would rather have them with those 2 young kids instead. Yeah, I mean, it would look better in retrospect, but if the Leafs hadn't gone for it last year, you'd be screaming for their head, and so would I. They should have gone for it last year. They won the division. They looked great. Oh, there you go. Tavares, Nylander. Hey, listen, nice to see some offense going. I think they had 2 shots on that. That doubles up their total shots for the game. We are 15 minutes into this game. The Leafs have 2 to 3 shots, maybe. We'll see what they say when they come back from this little FanDuel commercial. Crazy. By the way, there are some Wings fans in the chat. There are some Wings fans in the chat. You tell me about how you felt about Lalonde's defense, guys. I don't think Matthews is the problem, by the way. I'm just wondering when he's going to play a dominant game again. I am wondering if there's health that they're covering up. Is it what is it? What happened? What happened? I think that's a fair question. I'm watching Steven Lorentz along the wall here with Max Domi and Sammy Blais. This line should never be a line because the Leafs have basically predicated their entire identity on Scott Lawton playing, and he's played one full game this year. Broke his foot, and then he got a concussion in the Saturday night game against the Bruins on a big Nikita Zadorov hit. Scott Lawton, as much as I love Scott Lawton shouldn't make or break your lineup. And they've tried Domi at center. How many times the guy can't play center in the National Hockey League? He is better used as a right winger. He's got vision, and they are not using him in the spots where he would be best, which is making him look like shit. Not great, right? 3 minutes and 57 seconds left to go. I've done very little play-by-play in this game. But I think we have to have this chat. And I think we're going to be having it a lot this week. I think the Leafs made the right call in going for it last year. I would have been pissed if they didn't. But you do get a downside in that. You do have to pay the piper for that. And Jake McCabe's stick was just slashed in half by David Pastrnak, and the ref said no, he was playing the puck. Oh, he said it was broken before the collision. Okay. So he tried to, if that's true, he tried to get the ref into a penalty there. You know what? Creative. I'll take it. There you go. Willie. So the Leafs have 3 shots. They're averaging roughly a shot every 6 minutes. Boy, what an entertaining product. Boy, oh boy. Steve's out there making stuff happen. Maybe they should have put him in the lineup last year. He's making them look pretty ridiculous for not playing him. Watch him, number 21. He's coming in, shoots, and he scores. I told you to put money on it. I said put money on Alex Steve scoring. Who did it? Anybody in the chat, please tell me you listened to me. Please tell me you listened to me. Maddie's even laughing in my ears, by the way. Tell me you're listening to me. Tell me I didn't call this. Anthony Stolarz looks really bad. This is not a goal, guys. This is not an NHL goalie right now. There is no way that puck goes in. Stolarz just put a knife through their heart. And by the way, have they helped him? No, but that is ridiculous. Absolutely should never have happened. 878 is the team's save percentage this year, 6th worst in the NHL. You know what happens to teams that have save percentages like that? They miss the playoffs. Dennis Hildeby looked so good against Carolina, and he allowed 5 goals. Unbelievable. I told you guys. How much money did everybody win on Steve scoring, by the way? Did anyone listen to me? Hey, Justin, Maddie, if you see if anybody did bet on Steve's, I need to know how much money they won. Doug Lee fan, Matthews makes McDavid money. He needs to play like it. Doug, I agree with you. Rennie says McDavid makes McDavid money and needs to play like it. Well, at least McDavid is getting enough assists to kind of make up for it. He's not scoring goals, but that comeback last night was crazy. I hope the Oilers season improves from there. Yeah, this is just bonkers. Dole Whiplash, I am now $8 richer, so here's your cut. Well, thank you for the super chat, sir. I appreciate that. I don't ask a commission. I just know what it's like. Jiayu Wang, this is driving me insane. 3 Canadian teams playing right now. I can't watch any of them because of blackouts. The only game I could see is the Capitals game on Sportsnet. Yeah, I know. I don't even know what to say there. And Pastrnak is going to the box for a call that is questionable. If you're a Bruin fan, that is a weak-ass call. That's a weak-ass call. Pastrnak should be upset about that. In no way should that be a penalty, but I think the refs feel bad for the Leafs. Any Bruins, by the way, Bruins fans in the chat, can you identify yourselves? Any Bruins fans in the chat? Hit me up. Hit me up. I want to know. I want to see you. How much are you enjoying this right now? How much are you enjoying this? Yeah, there's some Bruins fans. I see you guys. Are you absolutely loving this? Except for the Pasternak penalty, of course. Yeah, lots of Bruins fans. Oh, look at you all. Yeah, you guys are loving this. How much fun is it to be not a Leafs fan? How much fun is that? Must be great. Just a comically dumb franchise. Crazy. All right, Tavares back to OEL. Let's see if we can get one back here. The Leafs have 2 shots on goal this entire period. That might have been the third. So they're shooting roughly 30%. It is 3-1. Woo! Baby. Leafs will be on a power play for the rest of the period. There's only 105 left, unless, of course, they score. Might we hope? This is where you need an Austin Matthews shot. This is where you need him to be dangerous. Nylander to Tavares. Tavares intercepted. Tavares gets the puck back. McAvoy shoots the puck around. No defense there to get it. And it's going to go all the way back down to Anthony Stolarz, who gets the puck up quickly to Nylander. Boston trying to change, only gets a half change done because Stolarz is so good at handling the puck. That's one thing he has not lost from last season, which is great. Kellerbar 59 says, go Bruins. Keegan Alba. Matthews needs to be stripped of the C. He's no longer captain. Give it to JT. He'll light a fire under their asses and get them playing harder. Guys, somebody wearing the C versus somebody else is not going to get this team going. That's not the way human beings work. It's just not. You know what? I've resisted it. I've resisted it. It might be a change of multiple coaches. 3 seconds left in the first period. Leafs are going to go to... Oh, good little shot there at the end by Nick Waugh. Leafs are going to go to the first intermission. Down 3-1 with 20 seconds left on the power play, and a couple of goals there from Anthony Stolarz that absolutely sucked. Let's just be honest. But also, the Leafs didn't deserve to score any at the other end of the ice. It's not like they're making Jeremy Swayman work for anything at all. Anything at all. Nope, they're not. Ryan H. dropping a 99-cent super chat. Ryan, did you mean to write a question in there? You can feel free to write a question. I'll get to it. Or did you just donate 99 cents because you're a nice guy? Listen, I appreciate you. Sean Anderson says even sweeter because Jesse said we Bruins would miss the playoffs. Yes. Yes. Steven says 12 or 13 shots in the last 3 periods for the Leafs. Hey, can somebody do the math there? I'd love to know how many shots the Leafs have had in the last 3 periods because they suck on offense. Rennie says, I noticed this even from last year when they were good. The Leafs always seem to be out of place on the point of the power play. Puck always gets through. It's because they run 4 forwards deep, right? Even with Marner there, they always had 4 forwards deep. And I've never quite understood it because they never really took advantage of it. If you're going to have them deep like that, you're going to need one in front of the net and one on the half board / corner, and then another on the high board, and then another in the corner. They never seem to figure that out. I wish they go back to this. The one thing they used to do on the power play back when JVR was here, and they tried it a little bit with Tavares and Nyes last year, is you have a guy who's consistently in front of the net, and then preferably a center who's high, but also in front of the net. Not like high like he took a weed gummy, by the way. He's higher up the ice. So you see them trying to do it a little bit this year, but they're not putting the body in front of the net. And then you have the 2 guys along the walls doing the cycles. And then, of course, you've got a rover at the point kind of going back and forth trying to keep the puck in. That's what I'd like to see them do. Not seeing it happen. James Stemler, is it really just workload that has Stolly so off? No. How many games have they played? 14? Yeah, no. That's not it. Anthony Stolarz has no confidence right now. I don't know why. Sometimes when guys sign a big contract, they have a super shitty year. And the reason for that is they put added pressure on themselves. It's imposter syndrome, right? It's a psychological thing. And I think we can all relate to this where you finally get this thing you've been after your whole life. And then you get there and you feel like, like, oh no, I might get found out, or oh no, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was, or whatever. The confidence just disappears. And um, I'm totally making like I'm pulling this out of my butt right now. I don't know that that's the case with Stolarz, but he's healthy. He's not tired. There's no way he's tired. This is Anthony Stolarz just not being good at hockey right now, and it's eating him up. You can tell. You can tell. Now I'm going to play a little clip here, Maddie. What are we doing here? All right, so here we go. Amanda says Matthews, Nylander, and Nyes do not have a shot on the net. Yeah, well, most of the team doesn't. They've only got like 3 of them. Sean says you need a little Kiefer Sherwood in your lives. Buddy, I love Kiefer Sherwood, and I loved him before. When he's 4th line in Nashville, I love that guy. That guy rocks. Okay, so we're going to play, you know what? This whole first period's been a bit of a low light. How about some highlights from the OHL from the future? The future. We're going to have Steve give us some oh wow, and then I'm going to come back for the beginning of the second period. And we're going to get through tonight together. So let's play that clip, Maddie.
Oh, wow. Hello, friends. Steve Dangle here, and welcome to another edition of Oh, Wow, where we take a look at the best that the OHL has to offer. And I'm just smiling extra big this week. I have to. I have no choice. You know why. I think you know why. Let's start with Ryan Drury on play-by-play in Guelph with the return of the Royal City Jet.
That opens up for the Storm with him back in the lineup. Those tricky little plays that are in tight that not a lot of guys can pull off, and he can. Lands for Luchenko. Luchenko right in! Luchenko scores! The Royal City Jet is fueled up and off the landing strip. 2-0 Storm.
Good actual grief. Jet Luchenko is fresh back with the Guelph Storm after his second stint with the Philadelphia Flyers, playing 4 games this season. In his 2 games since returning to the Guelph Storm and the OHL, a goal and 2 assists. That being the goal. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. Sometimes you just got to be bold. I think he's going to get more. Yeah, no, I know. It's crazy. I think Mr. Drury's excited. Jet Luchenko, oh wow. For our next entry in oh wow, holy cow, is this shaping up to be one of the best picks of the 2025 draft. One of the steals. At least I hope so. Here's Harry Nancy of the Owen Sound Attack with his 5-point night.
It's Bowie. Leaves it off for Harry Nancy. Back to John Banks at the line for Harry Nancy. Nancy fires and scores! A 5-point afternoon for Harry Nancy. A goal and 4 helpers as the Attack are pouring it on.
Yeah, right? Harry Nancy was picked in the 5th round, 153rd overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs in June. And I was a little surprised by the pick at the time. 6'3", 180 pounds. Yeah, he's probably going to be a pretty big player. What are his points like? Well, in 67 games with Owen Sound last year, he had 7 goals and 23 points, which doesn't exactly jump off the page at you. I mean, there's more to hockey than just points, but still. This season, oh, they jump off the page at you. Because in 17 games so far, Harry Nancy has 23 points. That's right. In 50 fewer games this season, he has matched his point total from last season. Nansi, remember the name because those are wild numbers. Harry Nancy, oh wow. For our next entry into oh wow, this is a great passing play from the Saginaw Spirit. Great finish from Levi Harper, but holy smokes, the setup from Nikita Klepov.
Back around, this is O'Brien off the wall looking for Testa, broken up nicely by Barabanov. We'll see if an NHL team calls his name coming up this June. Nice giveaway in front, they score! Levi Harper off the spinning pass from Klepov. Saginaw's back on the board. They make it 6-2 with 9.5 left.
Yeah, I know, right? How did you react out loud when you saw it? Did you swear? I swore. I didn't mean to, it just bleh. Somehow, both Saginaw Spirit players involved in this, impressive goal are OHL rookies. Levi Harper, a native of Tampa, Florida, has 17 points in his first 17 OHL games, 6 of them goals, one of them being this one. And Nikita Klepov from Deerfield Beach, Florida, that's right, they're both from Florida, has torn the OHL apart to start his OHL career. He played in the USHL last season, 31 points in 59 games. That's pretty good. Holy Toledo, though. 17 games played so far, 28 points! 13 of them goals, 15 assists, and probably none prettier than that one. Nikita Klepov, Levi Harper, both of you. Oh, wow. Two 17-year-olds from Florida who haven't even been drafted yet, by the way. It's wild. You know what? People scoring have had too much fun in this video so far. We gotta get one in for the goalies. How about Carter George of the Owen Sound Attack?
Across the line, Harry Nancy, Tristan DeLille shoots, and the blocker stop was made by Burns. Backhanded out, right up ahead to Michael Deck. He's by himself. Joining him now is Frasca, so too is Dylan Edwards, 2-on-1. Edwards, cross crease. What a save by Carter George!
That is mwah! Love a good desperation cross crease save to keep the score at, let me say, 8-2. Whatever, he doesn't want to get scored on. All Carter George has done recently is win hockey games. At the end of last season, he had a cup of coffee in the big time with the Ontario Reign of the American Hockey League. He played just 2 games, but his stats are stupendous. 2-0, that's pretty good. A hilarious .984 save percentage and 0.5 goals against average. And during those 2 games, he had as many shutouts, 1, as he had goals allowed. 1. To start this season with the Owen Sound Attack, 7-2-1 with a .907 save percentage. Carter George. Oh, wow. Now, something else pretty impressive happened a little earlier that night. Carter George's Owen Sound Attack teammate Cole Zarowski, check this out, a little dancing.
Coughed up here, though, by the Otters. Nelson punches it out to Easton Mikas. Zarowski, nice move there. Zarowski shoots and he scores! Well, Cole Zarowski does a little dancing, puts it on goal, and it's 7-2. Second of the game for Cole Zarowski.
Oh my goodness. Just shaking and baking through everybody. That's nasty stuff from Cole Zarowski. He won't even turn 18 until February, but he's had an incredible season so far. 15 games played, 10 goals, 17 points. That's one of the goals, by the way. After coming over to the Owen Sound Attack from the Flint Firebirds last season, Cole Zarowski had 10 goals in 29 games, so he's getting even better. Cole Zarowski, buddy. Oh, wow. In our last entry for this week's edition of Oh, Wow, Kitchener Rangers player Jack Labrache.
The rebound went wide. Hedrick here for Reed. 20 seconds left to go. Chromiak, a big blast goes on. Jack Labrache backhanded on in on the rebound. Jack Labrache gets his second of the season, and it's 2-0 Kitchener with 16.9 left in the second.
You had the feeling that this pressure was going to result in something. The way they were firing the puck, Jack Labrache on the rebound. Just put yourself in the right position at the right time.
Did a hockey player just unlock a new baseball strategy? What if you just batted backwards? Steve, that's dumb. How do you know? Have you ever seen anyone try it? Yeah, no, all right. I've seen someone try it in a hockey game, and it worked. So there you go, it works. All the evidence I need. Jack Labrache, the 6'5" Brockville, Ontario native, bats it out of the air, and he doesn't even look surprised. He expected to do that. He's got 2 goals this season, and that beauty was one of them. I love it. Jack Labrache of the Kitchener Rangers. Oh, wow. So, what'd you think of this week's edition of Oh, Wow? Did we get everything that you wanted us to? I certainly hope so. For now, that is it for this week's edition of Oh, Wow. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you want to see more of the OHL's best on the STPN YouTube channel. Tell all your friends. We're always looking for more Oh, Wow.
Brad DeCare says, I don't blame Stollers. Look at the team in front of him. Yeah, you can blame Stollers too. Hey, Stollers plays for the team. And listen, I agree with you. The team in front of him stinks. But that third goal especially was a absolute dagger. Buddy, you got to get it together. Not you, Brad. You're fine. It's the rest of these bums. They got to get it together, and Stollers specifically got to get it together. Now, Heather dropped a unbelievable super chat. Heather, my God, thank you for this. Crazy. Heather, the Avs fan who's having a great season. And by the way, mark me down. I was already right about Steve scoring, right? Put money on this. Colorado's going to win the cup. If you bet, put money on Colorado winning the cup right now. Right now. Heather, I spent the day, she says, Adam, I spent the day hiking with my dog, looking at Gadwell's, Buffheads, Widgeons, and Mallards. Now I'm going to see the NHL Ducks face to face with my Force of Nature Avalanche. This is my bird story just to annoy you. Hashtag Adam hates birds. Hashtag go Avs go. Heather, did you look at the score of this game? Did you look at the score of the game, Heather? You got to drop this bird poop into our timeline, Heather? No, actually, I'm really glad that you went out and touched grass today. I think I wish I'd done a little bit more of that. Heather, you're awesome, and we appreciate you. I'm going to say something that I'm going to regret saying. Don't you ever tell Steve I said this. It's between you and me, Gripper Nation. Currently, I would rather watch birds than watch the Leafs. Interesting birds, not the boring birds. Maybe a bunch of flamingos or something. You know, they do that weird head thing where they stand on one leg and judge everybody. I would rather watch them than watch whatever this is. This crap. It's terrible. I know I got a few other super chats here. Mo Bailey. Did Stoli give up on the team because they didn't listen to him when he asked to be better, or he's just not that good, or is this Keith's fault? Mo, I think this is Stoli and the team's fault. They all take equal ownership in this. Leafs have not been good in front of him, but let's be honest. Stolarz has not been good. Leif Olpstad, Stephen Vaught of the Cleveland Guardians just won AHL or AL Manager of the Year. I honestly thought it would have gone to Schneider or Seattle's Dan Wilson. I don't think Schneider deserved AL Manager of the Year. I still think his decision-making, and again, I'm not a baseball expert, but I'll just tell you how I feel about it. I still think his decision-making is highly suspect. I also understand that within the organization, he makes very little gut decisions, which I think should qualify you for manager or coach of the year. It's what you do in a heated moment. Most of those decisions are made beforehand by an analytic staff, and they just basically tell him, here's what you're going to do. So, yeah, I respect and appreciate John Schneider, the person. I think he's a great guy. I don't like his decision-making, and I don't think he's earned AL Manager of the Year. The guy from Seattle, maybe. I think Seattle had a great year, but I don't really know their organizational makeup just as much. Now, Thomas Cook, 5804, says, as a Leafs fan from Utah, seeing that the heater, the Mammoth-a-ron hurts a bit more. Listen, nothing wrong with just enjoying that heater too. You can do both. You can do both. I gotta plug in my laptop here where I'm reading all your comments. So I forgot to do that, and now I'm running out of battery, so don't get mad at me, okay? I'm going off mic for a second. Nice to see, by the way, the TSN panel say what essentially we said, which is this is bad. They're giving everything away. And by the way, they asked about the Brandon Carlo trade, and Marty Barone backed me up. You had to make that trade. Hindsight, it doesn't look great, but it sure looked good at the time. And Morgan Rielly, everybody forgets, Morgan Rielly was so bad. And then Carlo came in, and his numbers instantly improved. This season, his numbers away from Carlo are better because Carlo's played so bad. Again, I ask, is it the coach or the players? I don't know. Looks like Dennis Hildeby is going to get the start here in the second intermission. They have pulled Anthony Stolarz for the second straight game. Anthony Stollers had not been pulled mid-game since 2023 when he was with the Panthers. Anthony Stollers has now been pulled in 2 games in a row. Now, you guys, for everybody that's defending Stoley in the chat, and that's everybody's thing. If you played hockey, everybody's thing is, I'm going to defend the goalie. Oh, we never blame the goalie. You can blame the goalie. You can blame him. You could say this guy was bad because he was bad. LQ Hung 84 says, "Did y'all discuss Team Canada jersey reveals?" Oh, I forgot to do that. Am I alone in loving the red jerseys with the black leaf? I'm also praying I can buy a Crosby one in the US. Well, you will be able to buy a Crosby one in the US from our good friends at Fanatics. And maybe I'm going to talk to them. Maybe we can get some to give away. I don't know yet. Haven't heard much, but I'm that's what I'm hoping. We want to give some away. We're going to be doing a ton of streams, by the way, in February during the Olympics. So Steve will be following all the Canadian team stuff. I'll be doing Team USA. I think Jesse's doing Team Sweden, which will be fun. Rocket Man went and played disc golf today and had a great time. Here's hoping the Leafs and Canes get it together tonight. I do not know what the Canes score is, but I can tell you the Leafs one is 3-1, and they've already pulled their goalie. Isn't this great? Are we all having fun? Woo! Robert Bet, if the Leafs lose tonight, I'll have to go to bed before LFR because Steve will give me nightmares. I think Steve's having nightmares. We're living it. He's living it right now, along with all of us. We are all in a collective nightmare together. Stollers is not on the bench, so he might be hurt. Oh, guys, are we going to get a Stollers Akhiamov pairing on Thursday? Oh, here we go. We got a giveaway, breakaway, and Pasternak scores. Oh, man. Welcome to the game, Dennis Hildeby. These guys are flipping awful. David Pasternak with an absolutely stunning goal. Absolutely stunning. I don't know why my computer is doing this, by the way. For some reason, I'm on the YouTube channel. I am all pixelated. I hope the sound's coming through. Marie says, so Stollers for Skinner trade? I don't think so. James Stemler says, Sportsnet stats account is making me depressed. And what's hilarious is James sent that super chat before the Pasternak goal, before he scored that. 1 minute into the second period, and they do this. What a joke. Bench the whole team. Go home. Jai Wang. So I have Austin Matthews in my fantasy, and he has 1 FWRN. I don't know what that means, but I will tell you this. I have him in fantasy too, and I regret the pick. Oh, was Pasternak offside? He might be offside. If he's offside, LOL. His blade, it's 1 foot. It's 1 foot. I think he's okay. Heather says, also shout out to my fellow veterans, all allies, Canadian or American. I hope the next 40 goes better for you. Thank you, Heather. And Heather, you make a good point. It is Remembrance Day here, Veterans Day in the States. I want to do a quick shout out to my stepfather, who is a 23-year veteran of the U.S. Army. He was in the medical corps. And my grandparents, my grandfathers on both sides, great-grandfathers on both sides served in World War I. I had a grandfather who was an aircraft mechanic in World War II. And shout out to you, to all of our veterans. Thank you. Thank you for your service. I'm so sorry that the Leafs are putting a show like this on for you, by the way. Whether you're a veteran or not, you're a veteran watching hockey if you're watching this stream, and oh my God, that's bad. Our Bruce points it out again. Zombie Nation for the 4th time. By the way, I believe the Leafs have been outshot. I think it was Nick Alberga that had this. The Leafs had been outshot 31-4 in the last 2 periods. 31-4? It might be 31-6 because they've amended the shot counter. But yikes. Oh, Nick Waugh just pushed one of the Bruins into the bench. And yeah, he's not happy about that because that hurts. It was an empty empty door. It was Andrew Peak, by the way. Brad DeCare, Leafs defense napping again, buddy. Welcome to 2025, the end of it. Tristan Bongo, we're about to have a Muskoka 4 version 2.0 this year. Nah, it's not that. Team sucks. It isn't Matthews, Tavares, and so I'll tell you this: Matthews, Nyes, and Tavares have all played up to standard. All of them. Austin Matthews and the rest of the guys, not so much. Kerry Devils. This is an enjoyable hate watch as a Habs fan from Wales. We got somebody from Wales. God. You know what? Hate watching the Leafs must just hit. It must be amazing. Hey, Maddie, can you check in on the stream? Make sure that we're not pixelated, because I see myself keep coming up as pixelated here, and I want to make sure that we're not. C-Libs. I said I wanted the Leafs to lose, but so bad that Steve had to Zoom his therapist, but I was joking. Well, it might be time. Drowsy Dan, it's 4-1, Adam. We have him right where we want him. Doesn't work in reverse, Dan. I appreciate the comment, but it doesn't work in reverse, Dan. Rennie says, are we sure they didn't mess up the Matthews making him play on that injured wrist last year? I have no idea. But they have a lot to answer for, these bums. Cassie, what's up, Cassie? I don't shoot. We'll catch up with them eventually. Can't defend. Don't have the goaltending. Geez, where is their fire? Last few years, even during the streak, you could hear and see the fire in Gino and Sid. There is no passion, no fire in the Leafs. Yeah, well, the Leafs don't have animals like Gino and Sid. The Leafs have lackadaisical people that are currently just collecting a paycheck. Michael, well, Adam, from a Predators fan to a Toronto fan, I want to invite you to step up to the bar and enjoy the suck. Oh, we got a lot in common, don't we? I knew I liked Nashville for a reason. I just didn't want to suck together. But here we are. Hey, at least the Leafs are getting a few more shots. 8 shots currently. Still embarrassingly low. That's where we're at. Maddie, what's our update on the pixelation? Right. Yeah, this is bad. Real bad. But hey, we're in it together. It's 4-1. When have we ever seen that score in Boston before? I can't remember. I can't remember. It does look better. I don't know how you did that, but it looks good. Thank you, Maddie. Much better. 16 minutes left in the second period. That's so many minutes. So many minutes. By the way, the amount of people watching right now is 1967 from my count. 1967, also the year the Leafs last won the cup. Jokes keep coming. Keeps coming. Boy, oh boy. This is bad. Delta says, with the new president, do you think Brad Treliving is in trouble? If he's not in trouble, then I can't trust anything the Leafs president says. Brad, Craig, all of them need to be in trouble right now. Michelli, Matthews, and Nyes out there. I don't know if that's on purpose. I don't know. This is the first time I've seen the Matthews line even in the offensive zone. I think they got Michelli out there for real with Matthews and Nyes because nothing was happening with Robertson. Matthews to the point. Back to Carlo. He's going to take a shot. It goes off a knee wide. Matthews goes to retrieve. Matthews behind the net. To Nyes. To McCabe. To Carlo at the point. Carlo gingerly puts it into the corner to Matthews. This is the most sustained O-zone possession we've seen from the Leafs all night. And the puck is already out of the zone. On a normal night with a normal team, that would have been a normal shift. But this ain't a normal team. Would the Leafs benefit from Tony Hand? You know what? Probably. Cardiff Devils. Twisted 1077. Bruins helping the Leafs first rounder. True. Vaninsky 955. I wonder if they will use watching the Leafs as a form of torture one day. You mean they don't already? God. Brutal. Maddie, I need you to watch the Leafs PR account tonight and see if there's anything on Anthony Stollers. So Robertson is out there with Sammy Blais, it looks like. I don't know, again, if that's on purpose. Rube's clearly changed the lines up. It's Blais, Waugh, and oh, there we go. We got an opportunity. Nick Waugh created one. Dakota Joshua along the half board gets it down low. Sammy Blais is now trying to change, but he's too damn late. Puck into the Leaf zone. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try to keep with all these super chats. You've been very generous tonight, but what a bloody joke this game is. Sports Talk Chud. Bruins have lesser collection of talent than the Leafs, but the Bruins are better as a team. You can see it in the goaltending and how these two games have gone. You absolutely nailed it. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Steven says it looks like Willie's back on the first line after starting on the second. Shouldn't he be permanently on the first? Well, they're trying to spread the scoring around, but I don't think it's affected John Tavares negatively. I think when you have a $13.25 million center at your first line position, he shouldn't need William Nylander to get going. He should be able to be fine. But we got a problem here. Let's just admit it. Austin's not been good. So it's McMahon, Nylander, and Tavares out there now. I think that's the new line. Well, which is the old line. That's how they started the game. Austin Walker says, if Darcy Tucker wanted to grab them by the shirt years ago, I can only imagine what he would do now if he got close to them. Yep. As he said years ago, you only get so many shots at this. They seem to have never gotten that message. And I'm talking about the guys that have been here forever. They seem to just not get it. Now, here you go. William Nylander with a little, and he's going to drop it in onto the goalie. GTA says, guys, I have a script. The Leafs are making a play for Gavin McKenna. The Morning Star says 2 team presidents, 3 GMs, 3 head coaches, at least a dozen assistant coaches. It's safe to say the issue isn't in the front office. It's on the ice, and this team simply is disinterested in playing hockey. I am watching from Australia. What time is it in Australia? I mean, you're right. And it's, again, many of the members of this team have changed. Many not. I mean, Nyes has not been here that long. He's been great. Nylander's been great this season. Tavares has been great this season. Nobody else has been great. Chief among them is Austin Matthews. Oh, Domi's getting a penalty. Oh, he didn't get one. That's game management. Again, if you're a Bruins fan, you're mad at that. You should be. But you're also up 4-1, and they're game managing. But Domi should absolutely be going to the box for that. Domi along the half board. If this leads to a goal, I'm going to be like, you know what? We could use a little karmic justice. Wow. Big shot from Benoit. Rips the mask off Swayman. And you see Swayman's like, holy fuck. But he did okay. He did okay. Justin texted me a poll, did he? Chat, who you cheering for tonight? Bruins 31%, Leafs 28%, and the rest of you, who I assume many are Leaf fans, said, I'm here for the hate watching. That's 41%. 733 people participated in that chat. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Riddick says, the line between a bunch of hockey players and jersey models is thinner than I thought. Good grief. Yeah. Yeah. This is rough. Maddie, I don't know what's going on, but we're pixelating again here. Okay, cool, cool. Boy, oh boy, guys. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. No roids, just rage says that's a great name, by the way. Are the refs trying to get the Leafs to win? What the f was that? That was a penalty all day. I agree. I think I don't know why they didn't call that. Like game management wise, they should have called that. Robert Bet 1133. Hey Adam, I sub to Amazon Prime for $10 a month, and I never miss a Leaf game with TSN or Sportsnet. So is that an American thing or is that a Canadian thing? How do you subscribe to Amazon and never miss a game? Is it because you're subscribing to Sportsnet and TSN and watching the games? Like, how does that Amazon deal work? Because I don't. Whatever's going on, it's pretty stupid. Okay, so Lorent tipped the puck, and the puck hit Swayman in the head, and then off came the mask. And both Lorentz and Swayman look at each other, and they're like, "Oh, whoa, wow, oh man." And Lorentz, I think, checked in on him, see if he was okay. LOL podcast fan page says stream quality is still better than the Leafs. LOL. Dr. Greg O'Neill got the kids to bed. Did I miss the Tucker story? No, 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 no. The Trash Panda says doesn't matter, Adam. The Leafs are at 140p. Yep. Oh man, Zadorov crushed Matthews from behind. That is a boarding call in a normal game, but they're not going to call that. So Matthews is now off the bench, and in the dressing room. You know, in case you wanted it to get worse, LOL, it did. Austin Matthews is in the dressing room. Rennie says, "What if we pause for laughter? Try Matthews on another line." Well, he's not playing. I don't think we can. Galgamesh Blue 7490. The last thing the Leafs need right now is a 23-24 Austin. Their main plan that year was get the puck to Matthews and would be worse with how they are now. They need a team, not a player. Well, it would be nice, though, if Austin could simply play better if he's playing. JJP0411. Thank you, SDPN, for being an inspiration. Because of you guys, I went to college to get a sports cardings degree. I'm assuming sports management degree. Next month, I get my associate's degree with a 3.5 GPA. I'll continue for my bachelor. Congratulations. Good for you. You know what? If there's going to be good news in the chat tonight, everybody give JP0411, JJP0411 a big shout out. That's huge. Good for you. That's got to feel great. And by the way, just so you know, you're officially more educated than I am. I only have my high school diploma and 1 year of college and 1 year of university. Don't take my path. Dominic Carrero says, or is it Dominic Carrero? Dropping a 279 super chat with no words. And that's Dominic's first super chat ever on an SDPN live stream. So let's celebrate that. That's great. Cassie says, hey, what up, Cassie? Hey, Adam, you want to know a fun NHL fact? Hell yeah, I do, Cassie. I want anything fun right now. Primarina Princess, I hope I got your name right. Weird question to ponder. Do you think the Leafs have a team bonding problem? Because I noticed that their teams, there are teams that are closer off the ice that play better together and are more protective of each other. Brotherhood helps. Yeah, absolutely they do. I mean, they just have a hockey issue at the moment, but they've always had that. Not that their like dressing room was split, but there's never. How do I describe this? There's no straw that stirs. You know, there's certain people when you get out in a friend group and you're going out to party, and there's that one friend that sort of is electric that brings the whole group to life. Yeah, that friend does not play for the Leafs. C-Libs. Maybe Matthews hurt himself trying to hit Zadorov. I would assume it hurt both ways. Well, no, Matthews got hit from behind. Look. Oh, he might have. Is that a shoulder, do you think? I hope that's not a shoulder. Oh boy. Scandinavia butthole. Scandinavian butthole. What up, Scandinavian butthole? When will Steve submit to the inevitable and just become a Boston Bruins fan? If you can't beat him, join him. No, Steve's a sucker for punishment. He couldn't do that. He could not do that. By the way, we're just barely halfway through the second period. Isn't this painful? And by the way, the Leafs are in the box. I believe this is their fourth penalty of the game. Boston, I think, is 2 for 3 already on power plays. So, hey, why not make it 3 for 4? Oh, here we go. Breakaway. And Zacha put it wide. Zacha scored the first power play goal. Steven Lorent scored shorthanded, but later on the same power play, the Bruins scored again because they're the Bruins and we're the Leafs. Dennis Hildeby, dude. Poor guy. Just being hung out to dry. Although the Leafs have got up in the shots on goal department. Sports Talk Chud. When are you going to face reality? Maybe it's time. Pasternak. Arvidsson in, shoots. No. Hildeby able to stop that. Hildeby has been the best goalie the Leafs have played this season. Maddie, anything on Leafs PR about Stolly? Nothing yet. Okay. If there's anything on Stoley or Matthews, please watch the Leafs PR account. Just JJP says it was a sports casting degree. Maybe collegiately educated, but I still can't spell. I learned hockey through SDPN after the Penguins Cup win in 2016. Thank you. We have a lot of people coming in from Pittsburgh, which I love. My mother's from Pittsburgh. I've mentioned that many, many times. And Cassie, one of our fan favorites here, Cassie, Pittsburgh. Well, Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh. Cassie, in the time that Gordie Howe played professional hockey, 1946 to 1980, Bobby Orr was born, played his whole NHL career, retired, and then was put in the Hall of Fame. That is a bonkers stat. I did not know that. Wow. Wow. Bobby Orr, Bruins great. From just outside of Toronto, about 3 hours away from here, north of the city. Parry Sound, beautiful area. The flies are rough in the summertime, but once the flies go away, the black flies are gone. Beautiful. Arvidsson's going to the box, by the way. Irish Can 2012 says, instead of watching the game on TV, I'm listening to you and working on my novel. I can't watch this team after watching the Jays this year. That team gave a damn about each other and the games that they play. Well, hey, I'm so happy to have you here. I will often, if I have to drive or something and Steve's streaming, I will put Steve on. I put it on the YouTube app and run it through my car stereo. So I'm not watching the screen, but I'm just listening. I find it better than like your average radio broadcast. Nothing against my boy Joe Bowen, who we love. Sometimes it's nice to hear Steve's inobjective opinion on it. And I'm a bit biased. I'm an SDPN guy, you know? Gordie Howe is also the all-time leader in scoring by a 40-year-old. He put up 104 points at 40 years old. That's from Moose Hawkins. Dude was a mutant. No kidding. That's crazy. Also, the 80s were crazy. Can we talk about that? 80s were nuts. 70s were nuts too. Lots of high-scoring games. Was not unusual to see like an 8-5 game. Brymouth, a tad less than delightful. What's a tad less than delightful? I don't know. Man. We got a Leafs power play now with Arvidsson in the box for about 90 seconds. We'll see what happens here. Austin Matthews does not appear to be back on the ice. So Matias Michelli, I believe, will join the Leafs on the power play with Nylander, OEL, Tavares, and Nyes in front of the net, who is being held up by Zadorov. Nyes is in front of Swayman. Swayman grabs the puck through traffic on a shot from OEL. Jiayu Wang, I just watched the Leafs goal 2 and 3. Those cannot go in. A wrist shot from near blue line beats you high glove, and a soft one leaks through your 5-hole. Yeah, he must be hurt. Must be. West Richard, not able to watch the game, but from what I'm hearing, Zadorov hits our captain from behind, takes him out of the game, and not a single Leafs player has gone after him. Absolutely embarrassing. It's true. And I'll be honest with you, there have been a lot of missed calls in this game. Objectively speaking, the Zadorov hit on Matthews is a boarding call, but they didn't call it. But there's plenty that they didn't call in the Leafs too. So I think they're just game managing at this point. And that's 2 centers that Zadorov has taken off in consecutive games. Lawton on Saturday night, and then tonight Austin Matthews, and we'll see if Austin Matthews comes back. Tyson Barnett, every second this Leafs team invents a new reason to hate them. I have never missed baseball and the Blue Jays as much as I do right now. Hate's a strong word, but after watching the Blue Jays, I totally understand why you feel that way. They loved each other. I don't know that I've ever been able to say that about the Leafs, and I don't know if I've ever heard this Leafs say that they love each other. I don't think that they necessarily, you don't have to. You don't have to love your coworkers. Helps. I know the Panthers really love each other. David Schwaller, do we miss Shanny? No, we don't miss Shanny. Listen, Shanny did great things at the beginning, but Shanny's a good reason why we're here right now. Shanny's the reason we lost Mitch Marner for Nick Waugh rather than something else. Windwalker 57. What's the chance Steve doesn't even wait for the end of the game for a one-taker? That'd be a 0. I think he's got to watch the whole game just to see all the pain so he can absorb it and spit it back into a camera. We got a 2-on-1 on the Leafs power play here, and Dennis Hildeby puts it in his glove, and he's able to save it. Great way to end the power play, guys. 2-on-1 for the Bruins. Rocky Bauer. Hey, just a thought. Maybe nobody stepped up for Matthews because they knew he'd never do that for them. Has anyone who's had a bad boss knows the feeling? Who's gonna, is McMahon gonna step in and fight Zadorov again? Yeah. I don't know. You can fight him. He's gonna win. And then you're going to lose another forward. And the thing is, the Leafs are down a guy now, and a pretty important one. I think this might be a wrist issue, guys. Mike Johnson's talking about it on the broadcast. Like, the wrist being an issue last year was a problem. I bet you that he's not healthy. I bet you they've been telling us he's healthy. All the people I talk to say, we've been told he's healthy. But I don't speak to Austin. I don't speak to his doctor. And he's played like crap. You can't hide it forever. And now he's off. I don't think it was a shoulder. When you look at the replay, it doesn't look like his shoulder hits the boards that hard. I think we got a wrist problem. And that would be why his shot sucks this year. If Austin Matthews is out, you kind of have to change the way you look at this season. You do. Like, you can't look at it the same way. You might be sellers at the deadline. Kuznetsov gets around Nylander. Nylander steals the puck back. Hey, Nylander back checking. How about that? Oh, Hampus Lindholm with a shot. Saved by Hildeby. Listen, I'm so grateful that the Leafs have Hildeby because Stolarz is now out. Wall is not ready. I think he's playing tonight for the Marlies again. He played 36 minutes, allowed 3 goals on Saturday night, which I understand is not like those are not like sparkling stats, but his first game back in 6 months. It's going to be a bit rusty. So we're hoping that he is back by the end of the week. Shamira Tech says, biggest problem with the Leafs is that they don't hate losing the way McDavid and McKinnon do. That is not something you can coach into a player. I will tell you this, Chimera, I 100,000,000,000% agree with you. I agree. Rennie, what did I say about Matthew's wrist? Rennie, you might have been right. Maybe it was cope on my end. Maybe I just didn't want to admit it to myself. You did say it, Rennie. You had that. But yeah, I agree with you, Chimera. I don't think this team hates to lose. I think they don't like to lose. I don't think they hate it. Hatred courses through your veins. You wake up and you think about it. Oh, man. Wow. It was almost 5-1 there, but the shot from Sean Corrali went over the shoulder and away from the net. Wow. Viel is trying to goad Ekman Larson into a penalty, and he just did. Ekman Larson's going to the box now. He had about VL had like just jabbing Ekman Larson, and Ekman Larson really wants the power play there. But he certainly he did retaliate. I just hope they don't put him in the box for it. Listen, I'm a Leaf fan. I'm hoping they win. Heather, the Avs fan, playing this game on all the screens at Ball Arena. Wow, so you all can laugh at the Leafs. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, here, what do we got here on the super chats? Irish Can 2012. I think we suck because this team can't and won't play in their own end. It's too hard, and none of them want to do it. Who could disagree with that? Now, Stolarz has been bad, and it's pretty clear Stolarz has been hurt. If he's not playing now, this guy's been hurt, and he's been bad, and they've played him despite being hurt and bad. Now he can't play. Now he can't finish the game. They've taken him out. He's not on the bench. So, yeah, I think they play like crap in front of him. And when a shot gets through, and many are, because the Leafs are bad, he can't stop them. Brandon says, "Now what the hell is happening? What the hell is happening right now? Do you mean the OEL stuff or just the Leafs being bad?" I don't know, man. Thank God Oliver Ekman Larsson's got some fight in him. There's a guy that should be wearing a letter. Quasimodo says, "Have you seen the Ben Oakley videos of the Matt Sundin era? Highly recommend for hockey fans. He makes great stuff." You know what? I have not seen it. I don't know who Ben Oakley is, but I would love to check that out. I would love right now more than anything to revisit the Sundin era. Jeffrey Vale in the box. So watch him here. They're gonna play. They're gonna replay. Oh no, they didn't replay that. They're just replaying Oliver Ekman Larsson. He hit Asamont hard, but it was a clean hit. And Vale is trying to get him to fight. And Ekman Larsson's just sitting there, taking this. And the stupid referees take 45 minutes to jump in there. So hold on, is Ekman Larsson in the box or not? And then Ekman Larsson did the fake punch. Didn't touch him. So yeah, the Leafs are on the power play. Not that it matters that much. Their power play has sucked. But this would be sweet revenge for Oliver Ekman Larsson. So at very least, we're hoping for him. That was a terrible pass by Matthew Nyes, and out it goes to center. David Owens, OEL and Vale OEL is asking Vale, "Who the F are you?" That's a good chirp, man. It's a good chirp. Drowsy Dan. So Adam, you are Treliving and you find out Austin's career is over. What are the first 5 things you do this year to try to salvage your assets? If Austin Matthews' career was over today, you have to rebuild the team around Nylander, Nyes, and the last juice that you can get from Tavares. So Tavares is not getting traded. I take most of the defense aside. I don't think Tanev is going to leave. Morgan Riley is refusing to move his no trade clause or whatever, but I would take him aside and say, "Mo, your time here is done. Where would you like to go? We'd like to send you somewhere you want to go. You've been an amazing Toronto Maple Leaf. We really appreciate you. Where do you want to go?" And then by the end of the trade deadline, so you're talking right after the Olympic break, you have to have moves for guys like Robertson, Michelli. You probably hang on to Nick Waugh because he's useful. You're probably moving Riley, if you can, Riley, OEL, and you're keeping Jake McCabe and probably Benoit because you're going to need somebody to be warm. You're probably moving Domi. You got to find desperate teams who are willing to pay too much for what you got. Here you go. Oh! Are the Bruins getting a penalty here or the Leafs? What happened there? Sammy Blais is randomly out there on the power play for some reason. I don't know what Berube's doing, but you know, what the hell? He's probably like, what's this team doing? So Sammy Blais put the puck into the empty net. It's going to be a 5-on-3, and Sammy Blais is going to be on the power play. So it's a high stick on, it looks like Nick Robertson. Blais is taking a seat now. I guess they're going to put the big boys out there again, if you can even call them that. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, Austin Matthews is not playing. He took a huge hit from Nikita Zadorov, like Scott Lawton did. It looks like Matthews' wrist or shoulder might be hurt. If it's his wrist, sit him for the rest of the year. Clearly not a good team anyway. Like, go and get it surgically repaired, for God's sakes. Riley along the half wall. And you know what? Maybe without him, the Leafs would learn to show some guts. That's what the one thing they have not had this year. No guts. None. Michelli. Shoot. 15 seconds left in the two-man advantage. Leafs not doing a whole heck of a lot with it. Okay, I'm missing super chats. Here we go. Adam, I fear I need the Leafs Schadenfreude because I'm depressed Bengals fan. Cincy owner sucks. But hey, we beat the Steelers. Who day? I don't know. The Bengals look like they're going to be fine. It's not like the Steelers are that good. Merc 306. If you don't turn this around, what a brutal send off for Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph. Embarrassing. You know what? That is 100% true. Here's what I hope doesn't happen, though. I don't want the Leafs management to use that as an excuse. Apparently, Nylander's been super pissed at the rest of the Leafs forwards. Maybe that's him showing some leadership too. Good. Please, somebody. There we go. We got a goal, and it's Bobby McMahon on a backhand. Great play. Leafs second power play unit strikes for the first time, I think, in a long, long time. Cassie says, I've got one more NHL crazy fact for you. Cassie, give me a sec. All right, it's 4-2. The Leafs have been a little more in this period. I hesitate to say that. I mean, they've had a lot more shots. The giveaways have been eh. Yeah, nice play by Bobby McMahon. Nice pass from Max Domi. By the way, that's the Max Domi I keep looking for, and they keep putting him in a position where he can't be that Max Domi. Max Domi now should be next to Nylander and Nyes or something like that. He should be in the top 6. Don't bother putting him at center on the 4th line. Stop. Francois Labelle, I think the players don't have it. Not sure what it is, but they just don't. They seem to don't have a never give up attitude. JT is the only big star on this team that has it. Now, Cassie, I'm looking for your second super chat here. Oh, here we go. Pavel Datsyuk never had a regular season hat trick in 953 games. His only hat trick came in the Western Conference Finals in 2008 versus the Stars, which they won, by the way. Went on to play the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I believe they beat the Penguins that year and then lost to them the next. T says offloading Marlowe and missing Jarvis still hurts. Yeah, and they did all that so they could pay Kapanen and Janssen and overpay them both. Isn't that painful? Brandon Pagkram says, should we call up Pizzetta or sell something? Pizzetta against the Bruins. Like, I'd love to see Pizzetta and Zadorov go at it. I don't know if Zadorov would give him that fight, though. Somebody in the chat, Jeff, made a really good point. He's like, why would you go after Zadorov? Go after Pasternak. They're going after the Leaf skill players. Go after theirs. Geeky with a shot. Hildeby with a good save. There's 9 seconds left in this period. Ace Gamer, Bees fan prediction. Every year, Toronto does well in the regular season and sucks in the playoffs. This year, they'll squeak into the playoffs and win it all. I don't know, Ace. I know you've watched some Leafs hockey. I don't know if you've watched enough. Rennie says, so they tried Nylander at center. It didn't work and gave it a go. But Domi at center doesn't work. They know it doesn't work, and they still use him there. It's because they're out of options. It's because Lawton's played one game. I think Domi at center works in the top 6. in a pinch like tonight without Matthews. I don't think Domi as a bottom 6 centerman between Sammy Blais and Steven Lorent, who have I think if the two of those guys have combined for 20 career NHL goals, I'd be flabbergasted. Maybe 30. Max Domi's wasted there. And I know he's not a perfect player, but put him in a position to succeed, for God's sakes. Cassie. Good night, everybody. Good night, Cassie. We love you. Shout out to Cassie. Robert Bet 1133. Let's bring back Phil Kessel. He's a UFA. Yeah, he hasn't officially retired yet. KK Farber says, I would take present day Phaneuf over Brendan Carlo. Careful what you wish for. Is there a big difference between the two of them anyway? Delta Go Vista says, what is your favorite Boston-Toronto trade? They're all bad. Really bad. I'm thinking Caberlet trade was they didn't do anything with it. The Kessel trade was a unmitigated disaster. The Carlo trade doesn't look good. How about none of them? I don't like I don't like interactions between Toronto and Boston. How's that? It just does not work out for my side. A lot of people asking if it's Pete DeBoer o'clock. Oh boy. Oh boy. I gotta say, here we go. One True Zeta. I think the Leafs should be the Leafs and not just show up for 60% of the LFR. I think Steve should be like the Leafs, excuse me, and just not show up for 60% of the LFR tonight. Yeah, here's the thing. We running this business, we don't have that option. We have to do a good job every damn time because we think you're worth it. And we're also not as highly paid as those guys. So we must keep earning it. Rah, rah. Francois Labelle, go Habs, go. Well, that's easier to say. Jay Snow, what happened to Stollers? Both Stollers and Matthews have left this game. Anthony Stollers left in the first intermission. Austin Matthews left during the second period. Stollers, we don't know why, but we assume he's injured because he's playing like shit. And Matthews not playing well. Seemingly, it was a wrist or a shoulder. Zadorov hit was pretty hard, and Matthews fell face first into the boards. He didn't seem to hit the boards that hard, but he did seem to land on his wrist and or his shoulder. So we'll see what happens. Leafs PR has not tweeted anything yet, but it would appear that the conversation about Austin Matthews being healthy has been a phony one, at least the ones that have gone through to us. They've been telling us he's okay. I don't think he's okay. I don't think he's okay. Yeah. Rough. Rough. It's a bad night, man. Bad night for the Leafs. Maddie, what kind of clip do we have? Oh, this is perfect. Guys, this is perfect. This is great. Okay, how long is it? This couldn't be a better clip for intermission. Brad Treliving needs to make some decisions. It's from SDP yesterday. How apropos today. Maddie, go ahead and play it. I'll see you at the beginning of the third.
No, I think once we get to, I don't have a problem with giving guys a shot. I really don't. But Brad needs to make some phone calls and make some decisions. Is Camp staying, yes or no? Great, move on. Is Yarncroke staying, yes or no? Great, move on. Is Blais staying, yes or no? Great, move on. There's all these things from the beginning of the season where they're like, well, they got to make it. They haven't done anything. Camp is still on the books. Well,
he might walk away from his deal.
He might walk away.
And the issue is that he may have to give back some of his signing bonus if he does. That's what's
going on. Let him go. Who gives a shit?
Well, that's the NHL.
They're fighting, he's fighting on his side.
He wants to keep
the PA is like, hey, they don't want to give it all up or that sort of thing. Yeah, so
whatever he wants, the Leafs should give it to him. Get the cap hit off the books. You are the Leafs.
Yeah.
Whatever money.
Right now, the cap hit isn't on the books.
Right.
Because he's suspended. So
yeah, he's suspended now. But like, I assume that's going to come to a head. Whatever money you should have given Lane Lambert, give to David Kampf to get rid of him. Or use him, for God's sake. He'd be a better fourth line option than what they have. Max Domi is not an NHL center.
They don't have the cap to bring him up.
Oh, for crying out. Yes, because you have too many guys. You've had too many guys for months.
Yep.
And then you got another one, by the way. He claimed Blay off waivers, and I like him.
I've actually liked him too.
I've liked him too.
he's been useful.
You have too many human beings. Get rid of some of them. Oh, well, the value. Your team stinks. You are but. You need to make a decision here. Good Lord. Guys need to be scratched. Guys need to be waived. Guys need to be traded. You need to get rid of this guy to get you.
Who's helping you?
There's lots of the Blues have got to want to make a trade, and surely there's some hangarounds from when Berube was there. You can't tell me the Oilers aren't a little shifty right now. You can't tell me the Rangers aren't a little shifty right now. What, do you think you're the only team in a precarious position? Call! Get something done. Get something minor done. Like if you offer Yarn Croak, Lorent, I know some of you didn't like that name. Get something done. Throw it out there. You're telling me teams are going to be like, you know what? I don't want to make a panic decision on Callie Yarncroke. Do something!
Problem with Callie is he's 2.1 mil, and I think teams still see that as too expensive.
Which is fine. Which is
and if David Kampf at 2.5 million, which there's a lot of teams that like David Kampf, but they don't like him at that number.
I'm going to give you a chopping block right now.
Give it to us.
Well, Morgan Riley, you can't put on the chopping block because of the no move. McMahon. Yep. He's tenacious. He can score. Don't care. Domi. I'd float Lorentz. I do like him, though. I'd float Blay. I do like him, though. Yarncroke. Kampf. Who else has got to be in there? I'm sure.
Robertson.
I want to keep him.
Yeah,
I like him.
because you could potentially sell high on Robertson.
Yeah,
I would.
I wouldn't, but
you would or you wouldn't?
I would not.
I wouldn't either. I want to keep.
No, I wouldn't either. But if someone offers you something good, and like, would you rather have Robertson or Chinahoff right now? I'd rather have Robertson, right? And Blue Jackets said that wasn't enough, and I would still, even though he's performed kind of well, float Michelli. Like I would float half the forwards on this team. I'd float Benoit.
Austin.
I'd waive Myers.
Wait.
No, not Austin.
Oh, okay.
I'm
just listening to the guy. I'm listening to the guy. See if you're gonna get there.
Who else?
Nylander.
Tavares.
Nyes.
No.
Tavares.
No.
Stallers. Wool.
Probably not. Wool.
Hildeby.
Well, you're not going to get anything for Wool.
No, I need him in the net playing
Carlton.
games, and I'm eager for that to happen, and it's going to happen.
Carlton?
I would never trade Carlton.
Oh, okay.
No, he's on my no trade.
So you would trade Joe Bowen then?
Oh, and Carlo. I'd float Carlo. Hell yeah.
I know you'd float Carlo. You're really upset with
I'm
him.
so disappointed.
By the way,
I'm so
strangely
disappointed.
enough, so when Carlo arrived last year, Morgan Riley's 5-on-5 numbers instantly improved. This year, it's been the exact opposite. Morgan Riley is better without Brandon Carlo now. Carlo's not had a good start.
He's Justin Hall with less vision. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And like, people lament what the Leafs gave up at last year's deadline, which was they gave up a first
lot.
in the Carlo deal. They gave up a first in the Lawton deal.
Yeah.
We still don't know what the Lawton deal really looks like.
Lawton has played one complete game this season, and it was their best game.
Yeah.
And like, so the Lawton deal, I'm willing to, we can put that on hiatus because we don't know.
Yeah, but that's also what the risk they took in the deal.
Yes, that is true.
Like,
also.
I'm looking at the deal. I'm like, it's a failure right now.
Yeah, a first and Minton for Carlo. Ooh, I'm dying.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
it's the Bruins. Minton could be on the Leafs right now. He'd be a better center than Domi.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, yuck. It's awful. It is really not a good situation, man. I'd float. I think so many guys in this team.
I don't think Bradshaw Living has built a good enough decor. I was very optimistic about it because it was the same one coming in from last season. It's the same 7 guys. They should be all get going really early. But I think he should have recognized that the guys they had weren't good enough. And I'm specifically talking about Benoit and Myers and not having anything behind that, in a situation where Tanev is out and you didn't have any sort of upgrade. And then, yeah, like you said, Carlo's been a disappointment. That should have been a point of emphasis here, especially with the amount of forwards you had. Like, you can find somebody kind of who works there. I just think like that needs to be the first move for this team because the defense isn't good enough.
To support that, Jess, I think you're absolutely right because you're seeing, Tanev's been very, very healthy the last few years. Hasn't missed any games, but he's also like 36.
Yeah.
And like shit happens. And he did have injury problems early in his career. That was a knock against him.
Hurt
Vancouver.
twice in short order.
I look at this and I go, okay, like they were definitely hoping for a Morgan Rielly bounce back. And this season or this weekend, I think we saw the best and worst of Mo. Like yesterday, that pass to Matthew Knies, which sets up the William Nylander goal, is vintage, amazing, incredible. I want to see that every night, Morgan Rielly. The problem is the night before, on the very first goal, he's going to put me in an early grave. And
these are goal scoring contests.
This is
okay. You helped get one. Let's go. Oh, you're responsible for one at the other end. So you're at 0. You know how many guys can provide me a 0? If you're providing a 0 every night, we don't need you.
Right. And this is the thing. We were banking on Morgan Rielly having a big bounce back this year. I don't know if it's a systems issue with Lalonde. I think it is. I do think this team is talented enough. I maintain that this team has enough talent to get things done. And I don't disagree that there's probably some moves that need to make. But the idea that they're not talented enough to be a good regular season team or much better than this is a joke. That's a joke. And I will not listen to, they missed Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner did not play defense. He played some defensive minutes on PK, and yes, he quarterbacked the power play, but Mitch Marner's not a defenseman.
He also played a third of the game.
100%.
Like, I don't remember them for 40 minutes a night when he was here going, whoa, and having no idea what to do with anything.
That's how I think it's a systems issue, because these guys have been taught not to do the shit that they're doing since they were in house league. You know why I know that? Because I played a lot of fucking house league. I was not a great hockey player, but I know sort of the basic mechanisms of playing defense from playing hockey for 12 years.
Are the Leafs feeling more and more familiar?
They're feeling like the tire fire I was. Yeah. And so
you look great at
Jess, when I look at this, man, I'm looking at guys who are better than this. And when McCabe makes that play on, is that goal 4 or goal 5 yesterday?
That was the game winner.
That was the game winner.
That was goal 5. Yeah.
When he makes that play, that's a play that I've never seen Jake McCabe make, which tells me they have no confidence, which tells me they don't know what the fuck to do.
No.
And that comes back to systems. It's systems. And A, B, and C.
At some point, that's got to fall on the guy with the puck on his stick. That's a mental error.
But if everybody's doing it, Jesse, it's not isolated. Everybody's doing it. Who's had a good season outside of Oliver Ekman-Larsson?
On the decor?
No, I'm not happy with any of their performance.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Right? If they're all doing it, then it's a systems issue. That's my point. If it's an isolated, fucking Morgan Rielly is going to give up some shit sometimes. Okay, I get that. Or Simon Benoit is going to get turnstiled sometimes because his skating is not quite up to David Pastrnak. Okay, fine. Pastrnak set people
you
on
don't
fire.
want those two on the ice at the same time, ideally.
Yeah.
No. But I can't look at McCabe shooting a puck directly into the opponent's stick and blame coaching. Like, I'm blaming the guy who did it.
Okay, you can't do that when it becomes a trend and everybody's doing it. That's what I'm saying. It's yes, that one goal, I agree with you, but everybody's doing it. So what then?
Yeah, but I think like everybody's doing it for, I don't know. I don't like those specific instances you look at and you say these individual performances are failing. And I think it's a collection of everything, right? It's not one thing is a reason why the Leafs are underperforming right now. It's everything that goes into it. I don't think the 6 defensemen they have are good enough. I don't think Myers and Benoit should be in this lineup if you're trying to shoot for a division win and make a playoff run and all that. And I don't think the guys are mentally ready to play for this team. I don't think they show up every single period to play, and the coaching is probably also not supporting that. Like, I don't think you can pinpoint and just say it's the systems or the coaching or it's just the individual. I think it's a whole process that goes into it.
3 guys. I'm going to give you 3 guys who show up every night.
Okay.
John Tavares.
Oh my goodness.
John Tavares.
He's so good.
Every night. He's on pace for 120 points right now.
God, I love him.
I know it's a month and a half in, but still,
would
give,
die
me,
for
give me
him.
something. Matthew Nyes
Matthew Nyes.
shows up every night.
I die for him.
Would die for him.
My only regret is I can only die once.
Who's my third guy?
Like I would die for both of them.
Who's my third guy? Shows up every night.
It pains me that I don't know the answer.
Jesse, who do you think it is?
I think you're gonna say this one guy. He shows up every night, but his level of show isn't on the All-Star level.
Yes.
But he shows.
Yes.
Nick Robertson.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well. We'll see if Austin Matthews is back in the lineup to start the third period here. He did take a pretty big hit from behind from Nikita Zadorov in the second. It doesn't appear like he is on the bench. Looking at the bench right now. That's Myers. No, he's not on it. And he fell into the ice on his hands. Could have been his shoulder. Could have been his wrist. Probably his wrist. And Anthony Stolarz is also out. He was terrible in the first period and then just hasn't come back and is not on the bench. So, along with Scott Laughton, those are some pretty key injuries. Woo! You ready to get crazy? You know what'd be cool? Karmic Justice would be the Leafs winning this game. Zadorov has taken out two of our top four centers in the last two times we played the Bruins. It would be nice to see a win here. The Leafs did play a better second period. I'll be honest with you, though. I didn't feel like complimenting them all that much after that first period. The shots are even, by the grace of God, honestly, 21-21. At one point, they were like 13-4 or something. You know, and let's be honest, too. Leafs' third period or second periods have been awful. This one wasn't so bad except for the start where, you know, they let David Pastrnak walk in alone on a just into the game Dennis Hildeby. I will say this: watching Dennis Hildeby. Oh, hold on, hold on. What do you got, Maddie? So they're saying Matthews' lower body, which I don't believe, and Stoller's upper body, which I do believe, are both not returning tonight. I would be shocked if we see either of them in the next month. That's just, yeah. Okay, so that's from Leafs PR. Matthews' lower body, Stoller's upper body. I think they're full of crap on the Matthews' lower body thing. I think they're absolutely lying to us. They don't want you to know, because if it's upper body, we know it's his wrist and his shoulder. Wow. Well, the Leafs are going to have to show some guts. And you know what I'll give them credit for? Dennis Hildeby has played the best goaltending this team has seen all season. He's been the best goalie they've had all season, and he's played a game and a half. And he let in 5 goals versus Carolina. Oh, okay. So Matthews got hurt there. Oh, maybe it was his ankle. Yeah. Well, maybe we get a sprained ankle. Maybe they could play their asses off for us, huh? I don't want Austin playing if he's not healthy now. McMahon just crushed a Bruin, and there is a fight now. And Domi's on the ice. You know this is it was Kuznetsov, I think. So just a bit of a scrum around the net, but I think Domi's gonna get a penalty here. Domi's got 1 glove off. McMahon crushed somebody. I think it might have been Kuznetsov. And it wasn't Kuznetsov didn't have the puck, but it was going by him. So maybe you get away with that. Domi's going to the box for sure. By the way, if Stollers is out with a lower body, oh man, that was a monster hit on Lindholm, and Kuznetsov went after McMahon. That's what happened. If Stollers is out with a lower body injury, he has been icing his knees apparently after games. So I think, I mean, this is a guy with knee problems. He's had both knees operated on. There's a pretty damn good chance. Oh, it's upper body for Stollers? Okay, thank God. Or maybe they're lying about him too. Do you think I trust the Leafs to give us actual real updates on health? Not a chance. Not a chance. So we got a 4-on-4, do we? So McMahon is going to get a penalty here as well. It looks like McMahon will get interference or roughing. Domi for sure will get roughing. And it's going to be a 5-on-4 for the Bruins to start the third. Hey, funnily enough, the Leafs started the first period like this. And pretty quickly into the second, they'd also taken a penalty. Bruins are 2 for 4 on the power plays. They scored on the first 2. Leafs have looked a little bit better on the second 2. Sorry for the thing. I just ate a power bar. Thought you'd like to know. In fact, it was a Lara bar, and they don't taste great, but at least I'm not hungry now. Boy, oh boy. SDPN is saying, should I post a poll so toxic? Go ahead and do it. Go ahead, Justin. I dare you. I dare you, Justin. Post your toxic poll. You know what? Listen, if the ship is going down, we might as well laugh along with it. We might as well, like I said, we might as well be the band that kept playing as the Titanic went down. Right? We got to do that. We got to have some fun with this. Bruins fans, I know you're here to be a bunch of sickos. Oh, that's a toxic poll, Justin. In the Leafs chat right now, are the Leafs making the playoffs? Man, how do you say yes with a straight face? I'm saying, am I going to say no? I don't even know what to say. I can't say yes, but I also don't want to say no. That means it's a no. Boy. Oh, and all you sicko Bruins fans. By the way, if you haven't heard us say it already. It's Veterans Day in the States. It's Remembrance Day in Canada. And if you are a veteran or if you have somebody in your family that was, please thank them for their service. Friends, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, whoever it is, just know that we appreciate them. Simon Benoit behind the net. Leafs won that face-off in their own zone. There is 55 seconds to go on this power play. He makes the pass up to Nick Waugh, who does a little spinorama and misses the net, but I appreciate the creativity. Might as well go for it. It has given the puck to David Pastrnak, who races it up, but everybody's back in time, which is rare for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But hey, Matthews is out. Maybe they'll start playing with some guts. Tim Wylde calling it now. The Blackhawks are making the playoffs. You know what, Tim? Blackhawks look real good. Bedard's been a man, like a real man. And Frank Nazar, dude. Don't forget about Frank Nazar. Really liked him too. By the way, we'll get those poll results in once it's done, but Justin's going to text them to me. I'm very excited to find out how the chat voted tonight. By the way, probably a good time to mention too that I am streaming on Thursday night. So that will be the Leafs and the Los Angeles Kings. So I hope you'll join me. More of this fun stuff. Whoa, Kaslik had a crazy opportunity there. Oh, no, it was Steves that actually had the opportunity. Don't worry, he already scored on the power play. D says, Adam, when is your next Duck stream? Robert Betts says, calling it now, the Ducks win the cup. No, it's going to be the Avs. Avs are winning the cup this year. They do need oh, here we go. Asamont loses the puck to Lindholm loses the puck to Nyes, and then he's able to poke it away. Leafs penalty kill is going to be over now. We are now back to 5-on-5. Nylander tried to get the puck to Domi to break it away, but obviously he missed, unfortunately. Otherwise, my voice would be a lot more excited. Domi and Nylander collide with each other. Nylander shoots. Leafs with the puck in the offensive zone. Robertson, Domi, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and then so it's Robertson, Domi, Nylander, and they scored. Was that Oliver Ekman-Larsson? My fantasy team thanks him. Okay, this is really weird to say, but I'm going to say it. The Leafs are officially in this game. For the first time since this game started, the Leafs are in the game. It's 4-3. The shots are basically even. Are the Leafs really going to come back and win this game? They're in this game. The Leafs are in. Maddie says, remember when you said OEL wasn't getting enough credit? Hell yeah. By the way, my fantasy team is so grateful for OEL. It's been a monster. I was stupid and drafted Rasmus Anderson on a team that can't score goals. So I put OEL in, and Anderson's been sitting on the bench ever since. You know Swayman wants that back. Good for OEL, man. Yo, the Leafs are in this game. This might be a close finish. No Stallers, no Matthews. Lawton was hurt on Saturday night. Leafs are kind of clawing their way back in. And the Leafs have taken a bunch of dumb penalties too. How about that? Oh, Tavares is down now and slow to get up. Daddy West Richard dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Let's go, everybody. Nova Khan says, how cold would Steve Feature be right now? How cool? Cold? Yes. Don't worry. You know what? No, I'm saving Steve. I called him during Sunday stream, I think, or one of the other ones. Steve's going to do an LFR. You're going to have to wait for an LFR. So the Leafs are in this game, and they really shouldn't be. It maybe is a good time to mention to the Boston Bruins fans among us that the score was 4-1. Philip Myers with a block, which comes out of the Leafs zone. Myers made a play for it. It's just not fast enough. The chat now is being asked, are the Leafs actually going to tie this one up? And I said, yes. I voted yes. What did you vote? All right. Now I love this. Justin dropping the toxic chat. Are the Leafs making the playoffs? 27% said yes. 73% of people who voted in that said no. And yet, they're in this game. .15:02 left in the third period. Max Domi is actually going to get to play in a spot where Max Domi might be able to succeed. Third line with Michelli and Dakota Joshua. I guess Waugh has moved up to the second line, and Tavares on line number 1, the Portuguese prince himself. Joshua. Oh. Jia Wang, what? So what is happening? So is what happened to the Pens going to happen to the Bees? I don't know. They still have to score. It's not worth much if they don't score. Listen, the only redeeming fact about this game that could make it worthwhile is if the Leafs get 2 points. You've lost Matthews, you've lost Stollers. Hildeby is your team's number 1 goalie. Artur Akimov is going to get a call up tomorrow because I don't think Joseph Woll is ready. And you know what? They might just have to throw him in even if he's not ready. A Waker's Degree says, and Boston Bruins fans will remember it was 4-1 going into the third. The reverse Leafs curse? Listen, these are the Leafs. Let's not get too crazy. But I will say this. Geez, who's in net? Dennis flipping Hildeby. I almost said Anthony Stollers. Dennis Hildeby is looking really good. Looking NHL ready. I don't know for how long, but whatever we can get out of him, we'll get him. That'd be great. Matthews is not playing. Nylander makes the pass to Benoit. It is intercepted. Nice. Carrying the puck in. He flips it in. Is hit by a Bruin. McMahon is with him and Tavares on this line. I don't know if this is a full-time line or if this is just something Berube's trying out. They are down a Matthews center. Zadorov and Nyes getting into it in front of the net. And, of course, the camera turns away. Can we go back to the front of the net where they're fighting, please? All right, to commercial break. Clades 33 says, I heard that Louis Varland is warming up. Is this true? Well, does anybody know what the Marley score is? Is he supposed to be, hold on, not Louis Varland, Marley's score. Marley's score. Marley's. Come on, Google. I think they're playing right now, are they not? I'm just looking up I'm looking it up on Twitter. I thought they were playing tonight. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, Marley's need Joseph Woll to start a full game for them before he can come up. He only played 36 minutes on Saturday night. It was his first game since the playoffs last year. He's got to have more time. Remember, he left training camp before they even started the preseason games. He didn't play in one. So he's not played a full game since May. It's been a long time. I think you got to get one more game out of Hildeby. Death Eater 27. Maybe Matthews is the problem. Well, he's not playing, but the Leafs are playing well. Robert Bet, let's go all in and get Leo Carlson from the Ducks. I love that guy. I don't think the Ducks are dumb enough to give up Leo Carlson, but he's on my fantasy team. And what was hilarious last week is I have Matthews, Panarin, and Bouchard, who are all doing nothing. But I had Bedard, who was number 2 in fantasy last week, and Leo Carlson, who was number 1. So I won. And I won by a significant margin because of those two guys. For people asking what happened to Anthony Stollers, well, he was terrible in the first period, and he is now out of the game with what they're calling an upper body injury. Matthews, it might be an ankle, and if it's a high ankle sprain, that's 6 weeks. I hope it's not a high ankle sprain, but that certainly looks like what it is. Rennie says, don't say that. Ducks traded away Zegras. Yeah, they traded away Zegras because that relationship was fractured. Man, is Stoller or is Swayman okay? Bit of an awkward save there. Nylander made a great play over to Matthew Nyes, who had a snapshot, and it almost snuck through the blocker of Jeremy Swayman, who seems to be laughing it off. Oh, Marlies are playing at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I think that's what Wall is. I think that's where Wall's scheduled to start the whole game. So, yeah, strangely enough, really important Marlies game tomorrow. Uh, Zegras must be really loving Philly, loving life now. He's, from Philly. Yuck. Buddy, Zegras is having a great time in Philly. He's their entire offense. Benoit and Riley are out there. Leafs have had some serious injury trouble this year. They are an older team. That does happen. Robertson, down low with Domi and McMahon. I think Craig Berube is just going, I don't know. But this is a line that has worked in the past, has gotten goals, has chemistry, especially Robertson and Domi. Domi and Zadorov are getting into it. And Max has had enough. Max has had enough. They're going to go off for fighting, both of them. Matty makes a good point. Domi's a little short for Nikita. Yeah. At least Max is in the game, guys. He's trying to fight people. He's trying to get into it. And here's the thing. You take the trade if you're the Leafs, because Zadorov has been a real factor on defense for them. Oh, no, he's not getting a penalty? What? Okay, that was pretty stupid then. This is all for Austin Matthews, Mike Johnson saying. So Zadorov is not going to go to the box and Domi will. All right. Come on, Max. You got to draw him into the penalty, dude. Robert Bet, bring up Michael Pezzetta. If nothing else, he's fun to watch. Buddy, I'd love to see Michael Pezzetta in this lineup right now. I respect the fact that Domi went after Zadorov for Matthews and Lawton here. I get it. I think Domi's hurt his finger. But it also kind of sucks that now we're down for 2 minutes. Flipping hell. So here's the thing. When you make a play like what Max is doing there, you must draw the other player in. And Zadorov wasn't having it. You got to draw him in, man. Otherwise, don't do it. You got to draw him in. 23 Plaster, how's the game? Just got home from work and was thinking of starting it. Are the Leafs lifeless again? Well, they were to start the game. Stolarz was horrible. And he is now out with an injury. And Matthews is also out with an injury. It looks like to be an ankle injury. Stolarz is an upper body. You could tell something wasn't right with Stolarz. The guy was brutal. Hildeby's been great. Leafs have made a good comeback here. They were awful to start. Better second period, good third period, but nowhere near good enough. I don't know, man. People in the chat saying I'm not mad at that Domi penalty. At least he's showing heart. I agree. You can't not do something, but it'd be nice if they had someone more punishing in the lineup to actually deal with Zadorov. But there's like 5 guys in the league who could really do that. At least Max is getting involved. It may not be perfect, but there's somebody in there showing some, I'm pissed off about this and you're not going to do this to us. I just hope the Leafs reward him with a good penalty kill. That is the team thing to do. Max took some swings, took a penalty, kill this damn penalty for him. So idiots like us can't be blaming Max Domi for the 5th goal tomorrow. Kill this penalty. 25 seconds to go. Benoit gets the puck just to the blue line. Lindholm able to hold at the blue line. And here we go. That's the goal. Pasternak just kills the Leafs, eats them alive. Well, it looks like now Max is going to be blamed for that. And yes, it was his fault, but I actually put it on the Leafs for not being able to kill that. That's 3 power play goals in one game. against them. Benoit not clearing that puck. Like, I'm not going to blame Domi. I'm going to blame Benoit for not clearing that puck. Like, that was so weak that friggin' Hampus Lindholm is able to hold that in on his backhand. Rennie says good night. Good night, Rennie. Wow, Zaka almost had another one, but Hildeby turned him aside. Love what Dennis Hildeby's doing tonight, by the way. He's been great. The goals that have been scored against him have not been his fault at all. At all. He's been a hero. That guy deserves a belt. Leafs ice the puck. 9:45 left in the third. We'll see if they show some heart and soul here. But it would be a good time to crush some friggin' bodies. And like I said earlier, the only way to make this game redeemable, losing Stollers, losing Matthews, and starting like shit, would be winning it. And the only way to win it is to be gutsy. I don't know if they have it, but they're going to try. Robertson falls going after a puck, nobody around him. Van says, if you want SDP to stream the Canucks and end this torture, hit like and subscribe and tell all your friends. I'd do a Canucks game. I think that'd be fun. Although Canucks fans are not having a good time tonight or this season either. Man, Pasternak just eats the Leafs alive. It's so frustrating to watch. Like, every game, the Leafs are like, you know what? Let's leave him wide open and let him do what he wants to do. Oh. Geeky is in on Benoit. Geeky's had a great start to the season. I think he's got 11 goals. He had a goal last game. Great shot block by Nick Robertson. Great effort to get back, but he has lost his stick. And Hildeby with a big save on Lindholm through traffic. Domino night. Need to keep up the hope for the rest of the game than the Canucks to beat the Jets tonight. Jensen Carrick says, why were Benny and Myers on the PK at the same time? So you got Riley, you got Carlo, McCabe, Benoit, Myers. Who's the other guy? Who am I missing? Riley, Carlo, Benoit, McCabe, Ekman, Larson, Myers. Probably because you're trying to give one of the other guys a break, but guys. Robert Betts says the Leafs couldn't crush a paper cut. Paper cup. They play like a paper cut. Yeah, they don't hit bodies, man. Zadorov let Domi punch him and set him up. New England Wilderness, you are correct. Zadorov played that to a T. Perfection. Logan Prescott, this team sucks. This effort is hard to cheer for. That's the key. The team can be bad or going through a rough stretch, but when the effort sucks, you can't cheer for it. Oh, that was Pasternak's 400th career goal? Well, of course it was. Of course. Pasternak gets 400 and 401. It was the breakaway goal that was his 400th. Interesting. 23 Plaster. I'm starting to think the Marlies would do better. Well, one of them is. His name's Dennis Hildeby. He's been their best goalie this year. Owark Duck says, this is a deep pain. Yes. Yes. Adam says, would you rather have Matthews or Pasternak? Right now, Pasternak. What are we even talking about? It doesn't matter who centers Pasternak's line to. This is what friggin' kills me. Killed me about the core four era Leafs. Pasternak can drive his own line. I know he played with Bergeron. I know he played with Marchand. I get it. But Pasternak right now has Murat Kuznetsov as his center. And he's killing it. Are we like... Marner couldn't. Nylander couldn't. Nylander is able to, but they just never did it. The Leafs are a vile combination of soft and shitty. Just brutal. No hits, no nothing. Dakota Joshua, I think, just drew a penalty. Oh, wow. McAvoy just absolutely went after Nick Waugh for, I don't know. I think what the Bruins are trying to do here is they know they're about to be down, and they're trying to draw a penalty from the Leafs. And so far, they've been pretty good. Robert Bett, forget being fired. Chief might just walk away. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, true. Yeah, Jai Yu Wang, the Avs-Ducks game tonight will be the best game so far this season. You should have streamed that game. Honestly, yeah, I should have. And I will be going home to watch it. I will see what the penalty layout here is. We got a bit of like a, I wouldn't call it a line brawl, more of a line tugging match. And OEL looks like he's going to the box. Is he going to the box? What did he do? Domino Knight, also fully blame y'all for the Leafs being my Eastern Conference team and keeping me entertained throughout the lockdown and continuing to do so now. Well, Domino, we're so appreciative to have you here. Wow. I don't know that. Okay, so Sammy Blais took a run at McAvoy. And then McAvoy cross-checked Nick Waugh for no reason. There's got to be offsetting here. So Sammy Blais was the original. So the Leafs are for sure going to the box because Sammy Blais took a run at Charlie McAvoy. Diane Searcy watching the Canes game and Freddie is hurt again. Yeah, that's Freddie Anderson for you. Unfortunately, he's getting older and his body's breaking down. So Blais and Zadorov are going to the box, and that's it. So it's a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Meme Empress. I'm willing to bet this season Steve becomes the Joker. Just blue and white stuff on standby, just in case. Man, if he hasn't already. Dakota Joshua is chatting with the refs, as is Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And they are chatting at the bench. Joshua is yelling at the bench over there. Hey, at least the Leafs are showing a little bit of fight here. Guys, get mad. Get angry. If you're not going to win, at least give them some bruises so they can think about it. Like the Bruins will do that to you. They'll do that to you every time. Bruins are great at it. The NHL's best. In fact, they were so good at it, the Panthers were like, you know what? Not only will we take your play style, we'll also take one of your franchise legends and go and win a cup with that style. And they did. Show some life here, Leafs. Score a goal, punch a guy in the face, whatever it takes. You got 7:46 left. It's a 4-on-4. Tavares wins the faceoff. McCabe, Nylander, and Carlo are out with him. 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Blais and Zadorov in the box. Tavares turns the puck over, and we got a 2-on-1 shot. Hildeby with a great save. Pavel Zacha's looked dangerous tonight. Hard to... oh, here we go. William Nylander 1-on-1 with McAvoy. Shot! Misses the net. Brad DeCare, let's be honest. The referees are bad. Brad, you can say that every game, dude. They're so bad. Nylander. Oh, we got a Pasternak breakaway for the hat trick. And he shot it wide. Thank God. Tavares at the blue line, gets the puck to Nylander, tries to chip it ahead to Riley, who was just not, he was exhausted. Let's be honest. It was the end of the shift. Robert Bet, if Darcy Tucker's watching this game, how do you think he wants them playing right now? I think he wants them playing like Darcy Tucker with those psychotic eyes he used to have. I think that's what he wants. I want that. I want that. I want you to get angry. I want you to get mad. I want you to be upset about what went down here over the last 2 games. You've lost 2 centers, and you're about to lose 2 games. And this would be your 3rd game in a row you've lost if you don't tie this up. By the way, Dennis Hildeby deserves a star tonight, man. He walked into a situation cold. The Leafs hung him out to dry a couple of times. He has let in a couple goals, but he's looked to be the best goaltender they've had all year. Didn't need to claim Caden Primo. .543 left in the 3rd. Michelli crossing the line. He gets stripped. 4-on-4 is over, by the way. Geeky with a shot. Hildeby with a save. 23 Plaster. I like the Leafs thanks to SDPN and LFR, but I'm starting to wonder why I got Sportsnet Plus instead of the Quebec stations to watch Montreal. Sad to say. I don't know what the watch experience is like for Sportsnet in Quebec. French language versus English language. I obviously don't speak French, so or not much of it. So I don't have a good grasp of, what RDS would be or TVA. Meme Empress, by the way, first Bolts Cats game of this season is this Saturday. Maybe you should stream that. Well, Steve's going to be doing the Leafs game this Saturday, but we will be paying very close attention to that game. Sinful Skyline says, I am not a fan of either team, but the Bruins crying about possible injured player is laughable when Zadorov took out 2 Leafs already. Yeah. I mean, the Bruins crying about anything ever is laughable. Whatever they've done, whatever's been done to them, they've done to other teams. And Bruins fans know that. You're not stupid. El Hong 84 says, enjoying the stream tonight, but I can't wait to watch my favorite team after the Pens, the Avs. The Avs versus the Ducks after this one. Born in Denver, live in the 412. That's going to be a great game. I am going to be watching that tonight. Brad DeCare, I would rather this would be Wes McCauley's game. Yeah. I don't even care who's reffing it now. Leafs are not good enough for the refs to make a difference in the game. They're not. Chris Fernando makes a good point. It's another game, another media scrum about learning experiences. Joe Pipple, Adam, Bruins will get all 3 stars tonight. Yeah, obviously. Unless the Leafs win. Who knows all? What would the front office or fan base give up for this team to play like Patrick Coletta? Yeah, good luck with that. So Sammy Blais is wearing Austin Matthews' helmet, but it's too small for him. He's got a big pumpkin like I do. Nothing worse than wearing a helmet that's too small for you. You get a headache like almost instantly. Nick Waugh behind the net with Dakota Joshua. They were jawing at the Boston Bruins bench just a few minutes of play ago. The Leafs have 6 men on the ice. Are you serious, guys? Fuck. Man. I don't know. Yo. How did the Leafs get a power play? Oh, okay, thank God. Sorry, I threw my headphones because I thought they had 6. I didn't know they had a penalty. Long time to crash out, apparently. All right. Well, now it's a penalty. I just can't believe this. All right. They had me fooled. I was like, are these guys really dumb enough to take Too many men on the ice penalty right now. Are they really that dumb? Apparently they were not that dumb. Oh, Domi the shot. Oh, and the rebound just goes wide. Matthew Nyes had it. Great low shot by Max Domi. Let's see another one. Nice move. Max Domi. Zadorov all over him. Bruins player falls. The Leafs are open at the point. Tavares with the puck. OEL is open. He shoots it down in. And Matthew Nyes tries to tip it down. And Swayman. Woo. Oh, man. Kastelik crunched Simon Benoit in the face with a cross check. It's like that's a penalty every time. It's chippy game. All right. Down the ice it goes. Oliver Ekman-Larsson collects. There's 1 minute, 20 seconds left to go. Tavares back to Domi through center. And that pass is bad, and Nylander can't get it, and in come the Bruins against the Leafs, and it is the Leafs power play. Uh, 4:02 left, 52 seconds left on this power play. Leafs cannot gain the zone. And Minton almost got a breakaway there, but Oliver Ekman-Larsson covered him off. Nice. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. William Nylander along the half board. Oh, what a great play. Nylander to Tavares to Nyes in front of the net. Jeremy Swayman gets the pad down and stops it. Tarina says, Leafs PR says lower body issue for Matthews. Probably lower back got tweaked on that border hit. Lower back is not lower body. We think it's his ankle. They showed a couple of replays. I would have thought it was the wrist, but apparently it's the ankle. Might be one of those high ankle sprains, and if it is, you're not going to see him till mid-December. 23 plaster. To be honest, I haven't checked. Had a few Canadians games that were unwatchable due to regional restrictions, but the QC stations like RDS are cheaper. That might be the way to go. Leafs power play absolutely stunk out the joint on that one. Brutal. Michelli, Waugh, and Robertson are now out there. I think that's part of the second power play unit. Hildeby is gone to the bench. We got 6-on-5. And we have the guys out there that you wouldn't really expect to be out there for a 6-on-5. Matthews line needs a rest. McCabe just made a horrible pass, but got away with it. Michelli then follows it up with a horrible pass. Remember, Pasternak is skating along the blue line there. He is looking for the hat trick tonight. Wouldn't that just be salt in the wound? Nice. McMahon. Leafs failing to get any sort of offensive zone pressure going. They had. Oh, and the Bruins just missed the net on a dump out. Leafs have an empty net. Less than 2 minutes to go. It's 1:57 left in the third. Leafs could not get anything going on a Mark Kastelik penalty at around 5 minutes. So from 5 to 3 minutes left in the third period, they got nothing going. Now it's 6-on-5, and Pasternak is looking for that hat trick. I believe there is a timeout called by the Toronto Maple Leafs here. Burps McGurps. Whose seat is hotter, Berube or Treliving? Equally hot, Burps McGurps. Equally hot. Robert Bet. That's it. Bringing Clark and Tucker out of retirement. Gary Roberts, buddy. Denise Campbell. Adam, I'm visually impaired. Aired one here. I didn't. Denise, I'm not sure what you were trying to say there. Feel free to chat us again. I'm going to try to get that for you. Ace Gamer. As a Bees fan, I can say when they play dirty, they take their cheap shots. But even when they're bad, they rarely take a night off. Makes it easy to be a Bruins fan. That's the thing, man. The Leafs take a night off once a week. This season, it feels like every game. I don't believe it's Berube's fault, by the way. Just for anybody, just for clarity's sake, it is not Berube's fault. It is clearly the team's fault, but you can't fire the team. They're on guaranteed contracts. Puck is dumped. Matthew Nyes had a little bit of a scoring chance there. And the Bruins ice it. 1:38 left to go in the third period. To say that Berube and Brad Treliving do not have a hot seat right now, especially if the Leafs don't tie this game up, that I'd be lying to you. I'm not saying it's directly their fault, but sometimes it's not your fault, but it's your responsibility. And that's what this is. Not their fault, perhaps. Maybe more Treliving than Berube. But Berube's got some say in personnel decisions. Maybe not your fault, definitely your responsibility. And do you have the wherewithal to figure it out? Oh, here we go, Nylander. Side of the net. Swayman stood tall on that, or I guess didn't stand tall. He was kneeling. Held the line. Domi to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Shot from the point. Tipped, and it goes wide. Nylander. The puck is given away, and the Boston Bruins are going to try to shoot it down, but it goes off of Nylander's head, and he was on his knees. And the Leafs are offside because the puck went off Nylander's head and then back to a Leaf who was already offside, and they touched it. 53 seconds to go. Westside Shane, ha ha ha, hot seat. Things must be going well in Leafland. What are you, new here, Shane? It's been terrible. By the way, if Matthews is out, it's a good opportunity to bring up David Kampf if he ever wants to play for the Leafs again. Oh, Justin putting up the craziest poll in the chat. Who should you fire, the coach, the GM, or the team? My vote's going to be for the team, even though it's not possible. LFR title should be called Grand Slammer. The Bruins carried over that John Cena energy from Cena's WWE match at TD Garden. I don't know what you're talking about because I don't watch wrestling, but I know Justin does. And I know he's going to love that reference. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Sports Talk Chud says, bring back Hockenpah, Maddie's favorite Leaf. She actually has a Yanni Hockenpah jersey. Aiden Myers, do we think star players are all playing cautious in anticipation for the Olympics? No excuse, but no. I think they're just not good. Tavares, Nylander, and Nyes have been good. Carte blanche with the existing asset. What moves would you make? The Leafs do not have any assets that I would trade. You need Danford in the system. You need Cowan developing with the Marlies. You can't afford to lose those guys. I think you go with the team that you have. $18 seconds to go. Leafs are not going to tie up this game. No way. 13.9 seconds to go. Boy, we're going to have some chats tomorrow, huh? Get ready. Hot Take-a-Palooza begins with the Toronto media, and I don't blame them. There's going to be a lot of, do they have to move on from the coach? There's going to be a lot of, do they have to move on from the GM? There's going to be a lot of, do they have to trade this player? And the answer is, of course, yes. Oh, Pasternak missed out. Oliver Ekman-Larsson at least stopped David Pasternak's shot at a hat trick. Bruins win 7 games in a row, guys. Man, I want to tell you this. I was saying, tomorrow, the media will be talking about, do you fire Berube? Do you fire Treliving? Do you trade X player? And the answer is you can't do any of them. Berube just got here and won a division. Treliving won you a division last year. He was a part of that. You have no Tanev. You have no Stollers. You have no Matthews, right? I'm not saying it's an excuse. It's dumb. But I will guarantee you they will do nothing. And they will say the answer's in the room. And we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll find out the answers in the room. I don't know if the answer's in the room. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. Nobody's making a trade with the Leafs right now unless they can absolutely rip them off. Rocky Bauer, hi from Atlanta. Why do you guys Irish exit live events so much? Suggestion, hop on stage and say bye. We don't Irish exit any event. We stick around and take pictures with everybody before they go. Arisha Radman, are we in trouble? Is the answer in the room? Yes, the answer's in the room. The answer needs to reveal itself, but yes, there will be no trades. Adam Osborne says this era is over, isn't it? Yep, that era is over. That era was over when Marner left. The question was, what does the new era look like? And so far, not great. Denise Campbell says, I've got eye issues, so I'm missing things. Oh, okay. Well, Denise, tonight was not a game that you needed to watch. Bad. Ace Gamer, trade Matthews. The captain sets the tone. Listen, I know we were frustrated, but that is not the answer. Robert Bett, do you think Derek Lalonde's system and Craig Berube's system are clashing? If they are, then they better sort it out. But the Leafs defense sucks ass. So, I don't know. Figure it out. Snoopy Kendall, as a Canucks fans, I can tell you firing the coach over and over does nothing. I know. That's why I don't think they're going to do anything. They're not firing anybody. They're not trading anybody. They can't. They got to. Here's the thing. I want to know what Dennis Hildeby looks like because he's actually giving them NHL caliber goaltending, which they have not had all year. Caden Primo was awful. Stolarz has been, I'm just going to say it, awful. Awful. What are we doing? Brad DeCara, first rounder and mitten for Carlo. Well, hopefully they can get that back at the trade deadline. Awakened Degree 2664. Is it too early or late to go for Gavin McKenna? Hey, man, it's never too late. By the way, I should mention, I am streaming the Thursday game against LA. That should be fun. What Leafs will show up to that? Which ones will be injured and which ones not? Hayden is asking, Adam, do we have to stream Thursday? You betcha we do. Rafi says the trade market is bad. No one wants to trade right now. Nobody trades in November. Nobody trades in November. There's no saving. All right, listen. Guys, I want to tell you something. I really appreciate you being here. This has been a hilarious stream, especially you Bruins fans. Friggin' jokers, huh? You took it easy on us tonight, though. I got to be honest. You could have been way harder. You could have been dunking hard, but I think you know that the team is going through some rough patches. It's not like an accomplishment to beat it's not like this big grand accomplishment to beat the Leafs. It's always an accomplishment to win the NHL. I'll give you that. By the way, Dennis Hildeby stopped 20 of 22. His save percentage tonight is a 909. That's the best Leafs save percentage that we have had. You remember the team save percentage for the Leafs is somewhere in the 870s to 880s, depending upon where it lands after tonight's game. So you finally got a goalie that'll play goal for you. That's good enough. Keep Hildeby in there. Hong84 says, I don't look forward to Thursday. The Kings are heating up. Yeah, they look good. Corey Perry looks really good. That guy just keeps scoring. Keep scoring, man. Leafs were bad tonight, but you guys were great. Bruins fans, you were hilarious. Leafs fans, you were also hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And you know what? We're going to live, laugh, love our way through this season. We'll see what happens. But I will tell you that when we started this podcast, which inevitably led to this network, not inevitably, eventually led to this network, the Leafs were horrible, but it was kind of funny, right? It was like, man, this got to be a joke, right? It wasn't a joke. I think if they're going to lose like this, we should at least have some fun. And I'm gonna do that with you guys. So let's have a great time. Thank you, everybody from Gripper Nation, new and old, for joining us. This was a crazy good stream tonight for a Tuesday night. I want to tell you guys that I love you. A couple more super chats here. Total Malarkey says this team looks like the type of team where you need a deep rebuild to the point where 4 years from now, there is 100% roster turnover in culture, maybe even the trainers and coaching staff. Well, 4 years in the NHL is a lifetime, an absolute lifetime. So yeah, that wouldn't, yeah. Anyway, the chat, you guys were amazing. Absolutely amazing. Bruins fans, Leaf fans, Leaf hate watching fans, because there's plenty of that. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. Remember, I'm going to be back on Thursday. We can hang out then too and have some fun. Love you guys. See you tomorrow on the Steve Dangle podcast. Be on the lookout for that. And I'm sure Steve is shooting his LFR already. Good night. And thank you to Hayden not Hayden. Thank you to Maddie and to Justin too. Big shout out to them. Love them. Bye-bye.